be on.
Yep.
Evening, folks. Thanks for coming along. Hi, Drew. Hi, Chris. Hi, Misty. Hi, Nicole. I hope you are all... Oh, here's Dobie as well. Dobie's in the house. Just saw you at the bottom there, Dobie. I wasn't missing you out on purpose there. Dobie with us presently. This week, I was going to say weekend. This week it's about Mary Queen of Scots again. I think it's part 2 of the instalment, which is Sarah's puppy, so to speak. So we're just waiting on Sarah. I don't actually know what she's doing, but she's there somewhere, you know. But she will be with us momentarily in a minute. I can't say that word, I'm afraid. I cannot say that word. There's Brett in as well. How you doing, Brett? Yeah, we're just waiting on Sarah. She's doing stuff. Shall we say? We'll just call it stuff. I think that's the best bet. I hope you are all well. Had a pleasant day. Our weather was okay today. A wee bit of cloud, thunder, threatening to come down, but it didn't appear, so that was a bit of a bonus for us. So I have to keep you entertained till Sarah appears. Oh, there's our wee thing up now. I have to keep you entertained till Sarah appears, seemingly.
But I'm here.
Oh, she's over there, she's there.
My voice is here.
Right. As Chris would say, without further ado, I'll hand you over to Sarah.
Okay, well, tonight is the second part of 3. I'm going to try and do it in 3 parts, but it's quite lengthy to the point where I've had to write notes for tonight because there's just too much to remember. So if you catch me looking at paper, it's just notes, guys. Anyway, how are you all? Get started, Scott. Yep.
Yep, it's your puppy this week, so fire in.
Okay.
As they say.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but the last time we done Mary Queen of Scots, we finished off talking about the treaty. So this is where the next part of the story starts. Because 7 months into the treaty, it came to a head basically. Because Mary I of England died, and she was then succeeded by the then 25-year-old Elizabeth Tudor, who we will get to later on because she plays a very important part in the next part of the story. Hi, Shell. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary and Shell. Hope you're good. Thanks for coming along.
So, Elizabeth was accepted by the majority of England as their queen, but King Henry of France had other ideas, basically. And he demanded that Francis and Mary change their coats of arms to include the English... Scott, what do you call these things? Emblem?
Aye, emblem symbols, aye. Think.
So that it would include...
Hey, Andy. How are you? Parapole dancing. That's an interesting idea, actually.
That's better. So that the coats of arms would include Scotland, England, and France. As this would acknowledge that Mary was the true Catholic Queen of England. Basically. So, this was also made complicated by Spain, as they had originally had an alliance with England. But Philip of Spain tried his hand with Elizabeth, and basically she rejected him. So the only reason that he done that was so that he still had a his foot in the door basically with England, but her rejection kind of knocked that back. So Spain ended up with an alliance with France. A lot of information. A lot of information, guys. So, on June the 21st in 1559, Philip took his third wife, Henry II and Catherine de Medici's daughter, Elizabeth. This marriage caused the worst case scenario for England, as it created a triple alliance for France. As basically they had Spain, Scotland, and obviously France. But England was partially saved because King Henry II of France died, and on the 10th of July 1559 as a result of complications of a jousting accident.
Hi Luna, hope you're good. Thanks for coming in.
I think he was hurt in the head, Scott, is that right?
It was King Henry, it was a jousting accident, and he didn't die straight away. His injuries sustained, just complications through the injury. They sustained, I'm sure it was a head injury, and that's what ended up killing him basically. Just complications through that injury. Because obviously back then we didn't have the medical advances that we have now, so it's just basic medicine that these guys had. That was it. Sorry, Sarah, carry on.
That's fine, I was asking you the question.
Alright.
So
I think I got something right then.
So this then vaulted Francis and Mary onto the French throne. But at that point, they were only 15 and 16, so they were too young to reign. So Catherine de Medici, who was Francis's mother, took over as acting regent. And during Catherine's reign, France became primarily Catholic, whereas Protestantism was growing hugely in Scotland, which caused major issues for Mary de Guise, who was Queen Consort of Scotland. She was Mary, Queen of Scots' mother. So France had its own issues to deal with at that point in time, so they couldn't send troops that Scotland wanted. So basically, they sent a diplomat over from France to kind of try and smooth things over with the Protestants. But instead of helping, he effectively put a bandage on a massive wound that was already there. So he didn't do much help at all.
I think it was more or less the floodgates had opened, and they tried to fix it with a small plug, basically, but obviously the plug didn't work.
Basically. And to make matters even worse, on June the 11th, 1560, Mary de Guise died in Edinburgh. So that left a huge question as who would rule Scotland. Because with Mary being in France, Scotland was left practically open, which gave England an opportunity to grab power of Scotland once again. But luckily, Elizabeth I was not a fighter, she was a diplomat. So this resulted in the Treaty of Edinburgh 1560 being made up and signed. The treaty ensured that basically Scotland had protection and that there was peace between Scotland and England. This forced France to acknowledge that Elizabeth was the rightful Queen of England, and there was nothing basically that they could do about it. The treaty also, what, Scott?
They basically secured Elizabeth's throne.
Basically,
She wasn't under threat from Scotland or anywhere else. It was more or less Elizabeth's way of saying, sign this and I'm okay, basically.
mm-hmm.
I got that right?
It was basically to ensure that Scotland and England were at peace. Therefore, the treaty had, as part of the treaty, they had to withdraw forces basically from Scotland, leaving Scotland to deal with its own affairs, basically. So, Mary Queen of Scots wasn't happy about this treaty, but her mum had just died, so she was more preoccupied about that than the treaty, basically. And then to make matters even worse for poor Mary, her husband Francis died in the autumn of 1560. So she lost her mother in June, and then she lost her husband in autumn. He died, well, he became ill to start with an extremely bad inner ear infection, which then led to his death, basically.
Hi, Hatchie, thanks for coming along. Hope you're well.
So she didn't have good luck so far. And Francis's reign only lasted 17 months. By the time that he became of age to when he died, it was only 17 months. And he was succeeded by his younger brother, Charles. But again, Charles was too young to reign at that point. So again, Catherine de' Medici stepped in as Queen Regent. And this then left Mary the Dowager Queen, which back then was a powerless position. So, and she'd no children to Francis. So basically, she'd no reason to stay in France. And despite the fact that she'd lived in France for 13 years, it was time for her to leave, basically. She was 18 years old when she left, and she was Catholic in belief, French in sentiment, and Scottish only by blood. But as she was Queen of Scotland, she had to return. And she left for Scotland and arrived at Leith, just outside Edinburgh, on August 19th, 1561, to start a 7-year hands-on reign that would make her infamous. So what do you think of that, guys? Personally, I think she had quite a bad life.
She did. She got a raw deal. I think back then, basically the woman got a raw deal. It wasn't a good time to be a woman through all that kind of period, the Tudor period, and the Mary Queen of Scots, etc. I think women were used more as pawns than anything, and they were used kind of. If one country, take for example, maybe England, saw maybe a way of getting into Italy, various countries, maybe Italy, Germany, Spain, by marrying off, one of their daughters, then that's exactly what they've done. It wasn't done for love or romance. It was just all politics and to get a foothold into as many countries as possible. That's just what I reckon. But Mary was kind of. I'm not a big expert in Mary. Sarah's done most of the bits and pieces on it, but I think Mary was kind of thrown into the deep end political wise, and that's how she ended up in France because she didn't have very much option. I think the next bit's going to be when she comes back to Scotland.
Yep. The next bit will be about a reign and of Scotland.
There's Andy saying, "Cool, Sarah. When do you take over the job?"
If only
Sarah,
we had our own parliament then.
Sarah can take over the job any day of the week she pleases. Sarah for Queen of Scots. Well, I don't know if I agree with that one totally. Do you know what I mean?
But no, it's
Well, you're right, Chris. They didn't have any rights. Women were just used as pawns, basically, or for guys to sleep with. Especially even Henry VIII's court, as I've never knew Henry VIII's. All the women at Henry's court were just used for the nobles, etc., members of the Privy Council, just to use and abuse, and then kick to the side. And it always must have been a scary time to be a woman. I think it would have been, because you never knew, basically, from one day to another, what your future was going to be, if you were going to be liked, if you were going to be disliked. And it wasn't just England and etc. It happened everywhere. France, Italy, Spain. Every court was the same. You had the ranks, the nobles, etc. And then down it went. And if you were a woman and you were near the bottom of the ranking, then you were in for a bad time. You were in for, and that I think that's why a lot of the women did become basically mistresses, etc. to whoever wanted them, was to make sure they stayed in favour with the Privy Council, the nobles, the king, to basically keep himself alive and maybe give us in hope of getting maybe a decent life or a semi-decent life. A lot of these women became mistresses, and they were looked after to a certain extent. They certainly had a better life than they would have had if they hadn't came to court. So they did. They did get a raw deal. Just a wee look at the comments here. Hatchie's saying, "Be nice to see that Nicola Sturgeon go."
I quite like Nicola Sturgeon. But no, plus Mary, you need to remember, Mary Queen of Scots had a disadvantage as it was, because back then females weren't really looked upon as fit to be on the throne, because it was always kings and then there was obviously queens. So
it was basically a man's world. Women didn't come into the equation at all. As I say, they were just there for entertainment, and the thought of having a woman on the throne was considered back then a big no-no, and it was tried many times to overthrow the throne when there was a woman sitting on it, because it's just the way the attitude was. And the attitude stayed the same for quite a few hundred years after it. But it was just basically a man's world, and that was it. Bring back Boudica. Well, she knew how to get things done. Boudica, you didn't mess with her. And the Romans learned the Romans learned that as well. Everyone. Hi Ron, hope you're good. Thanks for coming in. Tonight we're talking about Sarah's talking about Mary, Queen of Scots.
Dobies, to answer your question, Joan of Arc was before this time period.
I know she was a few hundred years behind things. On here, now that's Hatchie saying she's a few hundred years behind them. So, as I said, marriage and all that back then, it was so just. It would have been a fascinating time to live, but it wasn't a good time to live, I don't think, because of basically if you were a woman, because there was no love or romance. The odd time people would meet and they'd love each other, but most of the time they were betrothed from. It could be anything from a year old to, whatever age, were betrothed to whoever. the Duke of Germany or something thing like that. And it was simply just for political gain, for power. You better say sorry. I don't know what Andy's done now. I think Andy's upset. If anybody's want to come up in the panel to, if they have any views or things on start again, on Mary, then feel free to come up and drop your likes, folks, as well. Just pop your likes in whenever you are ready, as many times as you like.
And the reason we're doing Mary Queen of Scots in parts is because there's a lot of information, and I don't want to sit for about 2 hours and just stay full on Mary Queen of Scots. It would just be too much information for you to process. That's why we're doing it in parts. Tonight's part I thought would have took me a lot longer to get through, mind you.
But she seems to have watched through it. But like I said the whole lot. I mean, Sarah's been on and off the internet all day. And what I was looking at some of it as well, and to sit and listen to it for 2 hours basically would put you to sleep. That is an interesting story, but 2 hours of Mary Queen of Scots or any subject, you'd be like that, you'd be giving it big Z's after an hour. I'm not saying you're boring, Sarah. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that at all.
A lot of our story is kind of, our story goes on forever, but a lot of it is kind of not irrelevant, but it's got no really big significance. I'm kind of trying to give you the kind of crash course on Mary Queen of Scots rather than the full shebang, basically. I'm giving you the important parts that sums up her life, basically. The next bit will be longer because she has got another 2 husbands, and there's a lot of drama associated with the kind of later life.
Was Mary Queen of Scots with the royal family watchers taken out? I don't know, Sarah, was she? You're
the royal family we have now.
No, I'm telling you, he means the royal family back then.
Well, she was a queen, so
she did have, as far as I'm aware, she did have quite a few enemies that wanted to see her put to sleep. They wanted to see her given the big sleep. Basically,
there was, because there was John Knox, for instance. We're going to talk about him. The next one, there was obviously Elizabeth. She was Queen of England. She wanted her gone. There was also the fact that when she went back to Scotland, Scotland was mostly Protestant, and she was a Catholic queen. So there was lots and lots of people that didn't agree with her. Plus the fact she was a woman as well, kind of.
There's a UK queen. Mary was the Elizabeth's cousin, but Elizabeth still seen her as a threat to her throne, basically. So she was a cousin of the Queen. So there's Shadows the Moon, and hi Shadows, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Today we're just talking about Mary Queen of Scots. Sarah's been talking about Mary Queen of Scots. But even she also got a raw deal because of her age. She was kind of just thrown into it. She was thrown into everything. She was thrown into the royal family. She was thrown into marriage, thrown into politics, and I think she tried to make the best of a bad deal. To start off with, especially a time in France, when she fell in love with, what was his name again? Henry? No, Henry's son, Francis. And then they were married.
Again, Scott, as you said, that was originally a forced marriage to have an alliance,
Mm-hmm.
but they actually did truly love each other. But to start with, she went, like I said last week, she went to France when she was 5, and she stayed there till she was 18. So she spent the majority of her younger life in France. And she truly loved Francis, but obviously things happened, and obviously that's just how life was back then.
Eddie will be back in a minute. He had to run to the store. Mary's asking, we're back. So could you tell me who my spirit guide is? It's Mary, Michelle, and Drew. I'd need to actually meet you face to face, Mary, because I've never ever known you. And I'd actually, we're home. We come down to Drew's supposedly tomorrow or Friday. So,
I like
I'd
this guy. I like this guy.
Get to meet you and possibly give you some info then. What were you saying, Sarah?
Look at the comment that's on the screen.
Right. I'll speak to Drew and she can get back to you. Oh no, I like Andy. I do. Andy's a funny guy. I know her hair's a wee bit squiggly. Andy, you know what I mean? Andy is a funny guy, but to see she's wearing a crown, I think that's pushing it a wee bit. I mean, seriously, Sarah, you look as though there is a crown-like shape on your head on my screen. Let's have a wee. What do you think, folks? You think Sarah's wearing a crown? Can you just imagine her wearing a crown? I'd never hear the end of it. No. That's a oh, now Nicole's getting in the action. I don't know what a Dobbit hairdo is. Obviously, you see, I don't have any, so a Dobbit hairdo, I've not got a clue what that is. I think is that some kind of fancy hairdo, Nicole? I only know one hairstyle, and that's it. A perm. I know a perm and stuff. But actually, believe it or not, I used to have long hair. I used to have hair right down to my backside, near enough, long time ago. I used to wash and dry it.
There you go.
No, she's just ripping it now. No, she's just ripping it. It's just page 52. Nicole's writing everything down. Sarah's hair is always cool. You think so? You want to see her first thing in the morning?
No, I've got my wee cow.
You want to see her first thing in the morning, Nicole? You would be saying that then. Hatchie's saying the Germans took over England with George. First wave have been under them since. Acting clothes were got changed. The name to wins in 1917. They were worried. And the Booker started bombing London. I'm not sure what that means. Actually, I'm not a big history buff. So I mean, I'm not made any offence or anything. I'm just not sure what that means. Do you want to come up in the panel, actually, and
I was just going to say that.
a wee insight to it? We seem to be having a hair debate or planes. We started bombing London. I know London did take quite a lot of pounding back then. Does that behave now? Better behave now, Scott. Queen Sarah is watching you. I don't care, Dobie. She can watch all she wants. I don't care. You don't need to live where I do. I mean, I need. So does that mean me something special if I'm living with a queen? A kid-on queen? Sarah, can you share Drew's link?
Just did.
Page number one, it's a book volume I'm worried about. The royal family have ties to the Nazis. I didn't know that. Oh, there's Sheriff. How you doing, Sheriff? Hope you're well this evening or this afternoon, wherever you are. Chris is saying the royal family's ties to the Nazis. Chris, if you want to come up in the pit, I know you're taking a week off and chilling, but
That'll
you know
scare
you're
the kiddies away.
Well, hello there.
Hello, Sarah.
Oh, Andy.
Seriously, hang on, Scott. Seriously, Sarah, when I look at the screen, and I'm now on StreamYards and off of YouTube, right? So it ain't that. There is like a, not so much a light glow, but a dark glow above your head that moves with your head that is shaped roughly, oh, fuck's the camera, that way, with like a U in it. So comes up or up. Oh, fuck it. I can't do that. Can't fiddle with the backwardness of the camera.
Okay.
When did my name change to Jester?
Just after it was taken over by Joker.
Right, no, I was reading the comments. I just noticed that. How you doing, Andy? It's nice to meet you face to face in a sort of way.
So, mate,
know.
did you enjoy the videos I got Nicole to send you?
I did see the second one, the horse racing one. I remember I heard that years and years ago. My
Yeah,
mate used to
I did when I was a kid. There was bootleg cassette tapes going all around the school.
Aye, and as soon as I put it on, and I heard the first line, I thought, oh wait a minute, that's been a long time since I heard that. No, it's really funny.
Memory lane.
It took me right back, and
Is it okay to vape on here, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah,
I'll try not to blow it in your faces.
And the Dudley Moore one, classic. You forget all these kind of things. You see all the old comedies and that. You forget them, and
funny. If they're going to show reruns, why don't they bring back Love Thy Neighbour and Alf Garnett?
Brilliant, aye. Love Thy Neighbour.
Yeah, when funny was just funny. It had nothing to do with anything else. It was just funny.
Exactly. So I think we spoke about this. Was it last week, Sarah? We talked about this.
I think so.
Here you go. I just changed my chat over to comments from private chat. Brett can see it as well, Sarah.
You had there's
I think you need to put an application in your CV.
I've now called the Jester, but no, I know you. I mean, some others do have them. You must remember that one.
Bitty.
Aye. Oh, he was brilliant. You know.
I'm sure he was bent as an iBob note.
There's Chris coming on, but Sarah was actually saying the other day about Mr. Bean. She didn't really see the point to him or something like that. What was it, Sarah? He says.
No, I said I didn't know that he had a PhD in whatever it is.
In real life.
Yes.
He's quite an intelligent man.
Yeah, he's a university bloke.
Yeah, he's.
I ain't saying he managed to get all the way through it. Don't get fingerprints on the solar panel. It reduces their efficiency.
There's actually saying Charles II needs to look at under him. We got Lloyd Bank 9 was Bill of Rights. I'll make a note of that, Hatchet, and I'll have a wee delve in. We talk about him one week as well.
Oh, Chris is on the hard stuff.
I'll get my pen and pad out.
Put this up the right way here.
That hand motion looks a bit too natural, Chris.
What's that one?
I said that hand motion looked a bit too natural.
It's a chocolate, hazelnut, milk chocolate. I drink it.
There's a ball cap in.
Yes. I've not got my cap on tonight. I can't be arsed. It's in its bag, hanging on the wall. No, like Marie Hunter.
Here you go.
Dusty. Yeah.
Why is it not the bonnet on?
What's that?
Why is the bonnet not on?
Can't be arsed, but not on. Do you want to put it on?
I'm going to tell you know wearing your bonnet.
Fuck's sake.
Are we allowed this close without wearing masks?
I know, social distancing and all that.
Yeah.
I'm not like to. I don't like to get my heart dirty. It's like I keep it in a
You're
special
sitting in
place.
the house in your room. How are you going to get it dirty?
Look at that. It's real gold. I've never actually showed you up close to what it's actually like. It's got a. See the stupid camera in this iPad. It's got a. Can you see?
Is that for your ponytail, Chris?
No, it's a £320 hat. I get free off a tinfoil caps go. As long as I give them free advertisement on my YouTube channel. Keys 1 minute.
Tinfoil lined? No face naps allowed.
There we go. I've not worn it for a wee while actually. It's a nice hat. Get what I mean? But
Drew likes your hat. It's very suave.
everybody wants my hat now.
I don't want it. I've got enough hat.
That vape pen looks good. Wish I'd one of them. My vape pen, I ran out of CBD oil for my vape pen.
Brett was saying about the two Ronnies and the fork handles. I remember that well, Brett. That was a funny one.
Fork handles, please.
What's the one with the Arab goes into the shop and he's asking for stupid hangs? You ken the one I'm talking about?
Is
One of
that
the two Ronnies.
fork handles one?
No. Aye, it's the same one, but it's a different. It's the guy goes in and he asks for 4 candles, and he brings out 4 candles, and he says no 4 candles, and he wants 4 candles. And then there's the other one where the wee guy's dressed as an Arab.
Handles for forks.
Aye, and there's another one where the wee guy's dressed as an Arab, and he goes in and he's asking for stupid hangs. You never seen that one?
Tin of oil?
It's quite good. They're taken doing a lot of them because of this Black Lives Matter shit. They've taken a lot of them down. I think but a lot of stuff's been banned. A lot of like see what do you call it? What's that series called? The one with the guys in the jail. What is it called? It's no. What's the one where that
Porridge?
guy's Porridge? A lot of them have been taken down because
Ronnie
they've been
Barker.
deemed because they've been deemed racist. Can you believe that?
It's unbelievable, isn't it? They're just
Shocking.
they're ripping into they're ripping into everything, and I mean they were that kiddies one,
Bloody
Paw
joke,
Patrol. What was it done with Paw Patrol, Sarah? In the kiddies program.
Aye, they wanted to ban it because Chase is a police dog.
Oh, shit.
Our Wigan watches and Paw Patrol. They're going to try and ban Paw Patrol. Seriously, get a grip. I mean, I'm just going to the comments.
That is a really nice picture, by the way, Andy. I feel like I'm drawing into it.
That is quite catching.
It is quite catching. Did you paint that, Andy?
What's that?
Hey, Eddie, how you doing?
Behind
Thanks for coming in.
Hang on. I'm deafening that ear. Chaos. Right, do I think what, Chris?
The painting behind you, did you paint it?
No, it's cloth.
Is that what it is? I thought it was a painting.
Yeah, it's cloth.
It's really minted, that. See that, Scott? That looks like a painting, doesn't it?
It does, aye. It does
Yeah,
get a drawing, doesn't it?
It looks like a painting. It really does look like a painting.
Certain types of entertainment that I like to entertain myself with.
I get what you mean. I get what you're talking about.
See, that's a conversation went south already.
I'm too hot.
That's 39 minutes in and it's went south. That's not bad, actually.
How's it self? On self. I didn't mention drugs. I didn't mention hallucinogenics, psychedelics, magic mushrooms, acid, MDMA, 2CB, 4-ACO, DMT, DMT itself, or any of them.
Great knowledge of that.
Acid what?
It sounds like a shopping list.
No, that's just the top shelf in the fridge.
Lunar saying you need to turn your mic up.
It's an iPad I'm using. It's an iPad. Wait the new. It's an
Chris spent
iPad.
so
It's my
long
new
taking the
iPad.
mic, he's forgot to turn it up again.
Does that help? Has that helped? Has that helped?
Muting it doesn't.
No. Has that helped? It's my iPad. I can't help it.
A tiny
It's
bit.
my iPad. It's my iPad. It's maybe the new. Where's the bloody mic in this? There's
Have
the
you got
mic.
the screen protector on it?
Mate, wait the new. I've got the screen protector on it. Wait the new. I'll turn it round the other way.
Oh, Shrimpy.
Right, can you hear me any better now?
Hi, Jack. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're well. I can hear you fine.
I'm upside down now. That's the problem.
Just turn it the other way.
Toilets for woods. Or use the woods for toilets even.
You want to get yourself organised, Chris, for God's sake. Come on, seriously.
That's what happens when you've been away for a week.
Just can't get the staff now.
A week? You've been off 3 days. It's not a week.
I know.
Hey,
It's
3
weird.
days.
This is a brand new iPad. Where's the hell is the mic on this? Is that it there? Can you hear me all right?
Can hear you. Can hear you
I
fine.
came with the mic is. I came with it as with it now. There you go. Blow the bit of dust out there, you know.
I saw Drew's comment about Starsky and Hutch.
She's wearing a crown, Drew.
I've got no hair. I shaved it all off tonight.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't show us down your trousers, please, Chris.
Shaved my entire head.
Oh, sorry.
Head. Shaved his head. I had to try a little bit. Drew was saying about Starsky and Hutch. You know, the thing I remember most about Starsky and Hutch, Drew, was when David's soul jumped off, I don't know, a wall or something, and landed in the bonnet.
Onto the bonnet of the car and screamed back up.
Your eyes watered every week. That's the one, but I always remember him just bouncing on it, and I looked, no, I would never do that. I liked that. I actually liked him as a singer. And he'd done a couple of, you'll remember, Chris, you're old enough.
We're the serious ones, Nicole.
It would be cool, I missed that. Oh, 3 jesters already. I know. 3 jesters in Queen Sarah's court, as they say. Mr. Cat's in the cardigan. I remember the cardigans, Mr. Cat, the big, huge white cardigans. And remember him? You must have had one of them, Chris, surely.
What? The white cardigans?
One of that Starsky and Hutch wore.
Me and Sarah are probably the younger ones for you. I'm 39. I'll be 39 in a couple of weeks' time. Sarah's what? You're in your 20s. We are in the younger groups. We're in the younger section. You're in the kind of older section.
Chris, you'll never see 45 again.
No.
You'll never see 45 again.
Bus pass. What do you mean?
What? An accident.
What do you mean? Bus pass?
Pressing a Wi-Fi vote. I remember that as well. I liked the theme tune to a Wi-Fi vote. I thought that was good. Hatchie's saying, don't mention Daisy Duke. No, we wouldn't, Hatchie. Because she was quite... Cover your ears, Sarah.
I get in trouble there.
I like the Dukesy Hazzard. Do you know like the Dukesy Hazzard?
He was quite appealing, shall we say, Hatchie, for wanting a better word.
She had a couple of good points.
Scott, you fancy Helen Mirren, son, so...
I think, I mean, you can laugh if you want, but I think Helen Mirren is a stunning looking woman. She is, you know, I'd marry her like that.
Yeah. Doing well for an old Russian girl.
You see, Andy agrees with me. Thank you, my friend.
Luna's asking my age. I'm 38 years old. In
45.
September the 5th. In September the 5th.
Another beating from Nicole.
In September the 5th, I turn 39.
Although she might be offering to help me out with my suppositories. Looks at that finger on my phone.
Chris, my birthday's September the 9th.
Or Andy, might be lobsters.
There you go.
The lobsters.
The lobsters?
Aye, the lobsters.
I've just got a couple of fish heads hanging around me to help drag them out.
You need to remove the lobsters.
Or push them further in.
The video you sent me earlier on.
Yeah. Joni Crawford.
Are the lobsters coming out her arse? Excuse the French.
Did you get that link, Sarah, that I sent you?
French are everywhere.
Right, we'll look at it.
You were saying, Scott, I was saying to you about the royal family. You
Here's a
did
place
realise they're related to the Nazis, didn't you?
There's a police
No,
officer, Chester.
Did you know ken that? I sent
No.
Sarah the link. She'll show you the new. It's actually quite shocking, actually. One of them was best pals with Hitler.
All right, no.
Yeah,
I'm
a lot of
just
folk don't
look.
ken that. A lot of folk don't ken it. It's a thing that's not taught at school. It's a thing that's not taught at school. It's how they work. It's like
good eyesight because I can't read a bloody thing in the chat unless I've got these things on.
I didn't know that. Nicole, I'm only 32, so I think that would make me the second youngest here.
And the rest.
Oh, there's chaos. See, there it says. Every week.
30 times 2.
oh God, no! He's brought it up. What did you have to bring that up for?
I've got a 7mm wetsuit in there. The bottoms comes right up like bib and braces, right up under the armpit, and the top goes down to just above your knee. So the core area, it's got 14mm of neoprene over you.
Well, I'll tell you this, Andy. There's the culprit. No, hold on.
I never mentioned it.
The culprit's next to you. He's the originator of the. Aye, there you go. Thank you, Sarah. He's the one up with the idea.
Big figure coming after me.
I don't know if you saw the live on Monday night. I think I explained it on Monday night, did I not?
I don't know. What night are we on now?
It was
When
Sunday.
was Eddie? Aye, Sunday or Monday. Eddie was on,
Sunday.
and I was explaining the wetsuits figure. It was his idea to
Was my
put
idea?
in a wetsuit. I think it's some kind of secret fetish he's got, but he won't admit it. You know what I mean? But every week the wetsuit comes up, and there's Eddie.
I never mentioned
And
it.
I'm waiting to see Hatchie in their waders.
I never mentioned it. I never was going to mention it.
Someone told me waders are better than a condom for safe sex. And I pointed out my mate was wearing a condom when he had sex with his girlfriend. Didn't save him one bit. Husband came home, shot him dead on the spot.
Yeah, I was laughing. So it was a good night. One day it was really good. Hatchie's saying he's not saying a word. I think the waders were Hatchie's idea at first as well.
Waders, Hatchie, waders.
It makes you wonder what Hatchie does in that shed all alone at night.
It makes you wonder what you do in Douglas all alone yourself, thinking about guys on wetsuits and Vaseline.
I'll tell you what I've been doing all week. I've been trying to buy a car all week, right? I have looked at Peugeots. I have looked at Citroens. I have looked at Golfs. I have looked at every single car I've went to look at has been the biggest piece of shit made by man. Do you know, I went to Lismahago the other day, right? Lismahago the other day to look at a car for sale. A 2013 plate, Peugeot, really nice looking car. Taking it for a test drive. Brilliant car.
Piece of shit.
Right, but this is the best point. It had low miles. It was a lovely drive. I brought it back, and the guy says, "I says, right, I'll buy it for you." And the guy turned around and goes, "I don't have the logbooks."
That's stolen.
And I'm like, well, what am I meant to do? He says, "Oh no, you don't need the logbooks nowadays to buy a motor." And I says, "I'm just going to leave it." So I ran the number plate when I went home, and it had logbook loan was on it.
I've not heard of a logbook loan.
Here's one for you to have a look at, Chris. Sayat.
I've seen them. I've not looked at any of them yet.
I've got a 2018 Sayat Leon 1500 twin turbo 4-cylinder. When I came back from the Northwest earlier this year, I managed to get 67 to the gallon out of that, and I've got the photographs of the average fuel consumption across the trip too. And that's a petrol car. But it's also got 150 brake horsepower and fuck all fuel economy if you want to boot it.
I was looking at a Vauxhall. I was looking at a Vauxhall. Would you call it a Volkswagen Golf? Fancy one of them. What's that? A nice Reliant.
Yeah, hit a bit of pigeon shit as you're going along and it just leaves a big white stripe.
The old go faster stripes. I was reading the comments about Luna's comment. Luna, you are a disturbed woman.
What did she say? I'm looking for it
Put it
now.
on, Chris Scott, and lather him up with Vaseline. Sounds stinky as hell. There's something wrong with that woman.
My Xbox on the night.
Nothing wrong with that.
You should have just turned
Here's
your
one we
Xbox.
prepared earlier.
I'm not going to say nothing here, but I mean, a man that keeps a large tub of Vaseline next to him.
Vaseline? What's Vaseline?
Vaseline, that's what you
It's
go
the
in and
powder
ask for at the chemist when you've had a few too many from the offie.
Try to get into Boots and saying, can I have a tub of Vaseline, please? Like, what?
Please don't.
We're obviously from
Oh,
Dublin.
God.
That's the sort of stuff I used to get issued when I was manager at the bank. It was a sperm bank. I had a job there for 2 years as manager till they caught me drinking the profits.
Wow. But I don't think I could get into Boots and ask for a tin. I'll tell you, 3 years ago, when I get my first tattoo, right, I'll get back
You
years
get
ago.
tattoos, Scott? I didn't get that. When you go, you learn something new every day.
Scott's covered in tattoos.
It's
I
13.
got one.
I never noticed.
I got one.
I've got
I was
13
thinking of
tattoos.
getting one. I wanted to get one.
It's
but I'm
all
not
done
brave
as well.
enough.
I've got my back all done, but when I got my first tattoo, the guy that done it says to get pile cream. He says that's the best thing to put on it while it's healing. So, you know, I went into the chemist and asked for a tube of pile cream. It was one of the most embarrassing things I'd ever done. And
Yeah, he did. The bloke who told you that didn't get any kick out of it, did he? You know the best thing I've used on my tattoos? Bepanthen. It's a nappy cream. But you use the thick one, not the one for sensitive skin that's like, I don't know, like a thin hand cream type stuff.
With my other tattoos, I never bothered using anything. After my pile cream episode, I didn't bother.
Mm.
No,
It wasn't necessary.
But did it cure up your piles?
Oh, it done wonders. Done wonders. I threw that donut cushion away. I was having, I think you've never noticed my tattoo. You never noticed that one?
No, it just shows you I'm not that. I don't notice things.
Are we going to get the tattoos out, are we?
Mm.
No, I'm just showing credit. No,
Man, I thought he was going to get his top off then.
I've not turned this into some kind of strip show. I've got Ferrari in my back, and I've got the horse, and I've got the car on the other side sitting on a track as well. I got it done years ago. I mean, oh no, I'm not taking my top off.
I know what I got on the front. I can't tell you what I got on the back.
You better watch what you're doing, Scott. There's Luna in the chat. You'll be getting all excited.
I'm just having a wee look at the comments.
I bet I shouldn't have said that.
Here you go, Scott. Nicole wants to see your tattoos.
Spirit guide in my house to chase me.
Nicole wants to.
What? Shadows might just have been hacked. Shut down everything. Change your passwords quick.
Actually, saying we've gone from Vaseline to pile cream. That's the kind of lies we do, but actually, you know, we get off serious for some, you know.
That's the problem, though, Dobby. If you don't use the Vaseline, you're going to give him piles, or her.
I would put friction in Vaseline in the same general area.
Jesus, I just don't know sometimes. I don't know, where's my chocolate milk? There's Sarah, there's trying that chocolate milk, limited edition. You like chocolate milk, Sarah?
That's good.
Sometimes
it's hazelnut. It tastes like you're drinking Nutella.
Alright.
I like chocolate milk.
It's the 3G milkshakes I like.
The what milk?
The 3G milkshakes that I buy for Tesco.
What?
Oh, right.
You can afford to shop in Tesco's?
Yeah. Now and again.
We've got a rich bitch on the panel.
She is a queen, isn't she? Meant to be.
So was I when I was a kid, hanging around those London railway stations. Got her own pocket money somehow.
Well, that's it. That's it. I'm not going to ask about that. You know, try to keep it as clean as possible.
They
I don't know
Yeah,
what.
I do. That was why we always carried a brown paper fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Is looking well in his horse fucking up. Best run he ever did. Yeah. So I'm not showing any tattoos or anything. No chance. We'd lose people. We'd lose people. The watch count would just dive bomb. You know what I mean? The watch count would just go south again. Same as the conversation does.
Well, that little werewolf face that's going on the back of my head and the sides when they're allowed to start tattooing heads again.
I was going to get my neck done a few years ago. I was thinking get my neck done, but can I change my mind? My back was I think the back's the worst. Oh, there you go. There's Nicole. See where you're starting? The floodgates are now open. There's Nicole wanting Andy to donate some Vaseline.
Does that mean I've got to apply it in the relative areas? Whereabouts in England are you, Andy? If I knew that, Drew, I could find my way out of it. There's a little town called Harwich at the bottom end of East Anglia. If you think of East Anglia as the shape of someone's butt, yeah, I'll give you 3 guesses where I live.
Drew saying the wrist is worse. I don't know, because everyone goes right down my wrist. And I didn't find that sore. The back was, oh no, I was sweating buckets at the back. Just stopped quite a few times.
My most painful one was my right foot. That was sheer agony. Even joining the 2 legs together is about as near as I'll put it. It was nothing compared to my foot.
I've heard that. I ken somebody that got a tattoo on their foot and they said it was really painful. I've heard that.
I think Chris should go for a mega tattoo.
I've not got a tattoo. I'm not brave enough. I'm not like you. I'm not brave.
That's like me, Chris. I want a tattoo, but I'm not brave enough to go for it.
What do you think? What do you think Chris should go for a tattoo?
Put a 1 in the chat if you think Chris should get tattooed.
It's not going to happen.
Something sexy like the Motorhead skull across his back.
Or a sheep.
No.
Across his front.
You've just remembered me. I've got these stickers to post to Adobe, so I've got loads of stickers. I'm going to begin with loads of stickers to all my subscribers. Need to send you some, Andy.
Get Chris tattooed.
Same as me, Dobie. I'm a coward as well. I want a sleeve done and my chest done, but no happening.
That's a lot of tattoo work.
I know. I want it to start there.
Should I take one of my heart pills before you start describing this?
I wanted to start there and go all the way down my arm, but I'm too scared.
Why? What's to be scared of?
I don't know.
It's a pain that goes away, you know.
It's a
some
sting.
of the tattoos I never felt. I've got a tiny wee one up there. A TCB.
I've got a tiny wee one down there. Oh, sorry.
And I
You
never
don't need
felt
a tattoo, Sarah. Don't listen to them.
Thank you, Chris.
Well, we'll see how the boat's coming along for you, Chris, because you might be off the tattoo
I'm
shop
not
pretty
getting
soon.
one. I'm not getting one. You would need to basically tie me up to the chair before that would happen.
Nicole thinks you should get a tattoo.
No.
An iron cross on that hand, Drew, along with a bunch of stuff that my son tried to put on there for me. And yeah, that one got drilled out. I'll put the carpet on top of it.
I tell you, I get my hand done. I get that as a cover up. Well, I'm still going to use this camera. No.
I hope that's sponsored by Lloyd's Bank.
Oh, you as well. I've heard that joke so many times. So many times. Are you a banker by any chance? No, I mean, I've seen it many times. I've heard that. Are you with Lloyd?
No, I'm not left-handed either.
Or whatever it is. That's a cover-up, and that was a painful. I'll tell you that. I'll know how to say the word. But,
Is it not meant to be Sayre getting them on your horns? Wait, is it your knuckles? It's meant to be really Sayre.
I'll try and show you. See if you look at his arse. It was after I got it done, I noticed I'm not good with it.
If I focus on that horse's arse for too long, I'm going to get uncomfortable beneath this desk.
He gave it a square arse.
You sure that's a horse? It looks like a donkey.
Long-tailed cow prancing through the field.
It's meant to be the prancing horse, obviously the Ferrari symbol. But it's when I get back, when I get home, and I was looking at it, and I thought, that's got a square arse.
The Ferrari symbol? Yeah. It looks like the Chinese knockoff edition.
It's meant to.
Oh, sure.
Well, wait a minute. It's meant to look like that.
Hey, Sheriff.
But the guy, it was a different guy I went to, and he gave it a square arse, which was no good in my book. So I shall be going back there again.
Well, the advantage of a square arse is it's easy to round off.
Yeah. I wasn't happy with it. It was just, you know, sometimes you get a tattoo done and it looks good, and you think, no. I actually got it to cover up my ex's name. So it was worth
around the bottom half of my right leg was supposed to be tasteful nudes, you know, like Greek and Roman sculpture. And the last one I had done, that hurt so much I was just lying back like this. And afterwards he said, "What do you think?" And I looked at it and I went, "Dave, what the fuck's that?" He said, "That's the Toxic Avenger, fucking a news reporter." So I've got little kids at home. I really don't need that.
Hi, Sheriff. Glad you joined us. We've went from Mary Queen of Scots to Vaseline to pile cream, and now we're talking about tattoo.
I'm telling you, Sarah's needing to share that article that I sent her about the royal family. It's shocking that how they were pally with the Nazis before the war started.
Would you like me to bring it up on screen, Tess?
When you go.
Right,
Queen Sheriff, by the way. Sarah's been announced a queen.
I am the effing queen.
Thanks for coming in, Shadow. Talk to you soon.
Hey, Shadow.
Right, wait a minute. I'm trying to show you all what Sheriff has done for us.
What's Sheriff done?
I'm just about to show you if my laptop will stop playing funny buggles.
Is there a sell-by date on this?
I don't know, but I think I'm going to need a haircut by the time this is done.
Oh, haha, very funny.
Well, I might be visiting.
My laptop.
Jesus Christ, you lost weight, mate.
He's an ugly looking bastard now. Look at that size he's got.
How much weight he's lost waiting for that picture?
What happened to his head?
I'm actually an alien.
He's all so funny.
I think Sarah hit it.
I'm thinking vaporising these for orbit.
He looks quite serious, but he looks like he's had a bad day.
That's better.
Look at that.
That's smart. That's good.
That's amazing, Sheriff. Thank you very much. That's absolutely brilliant. That's quite impressive. That's very impressive, Sheriff. You're a gentleman.
So that is our new logo, guys. That will be printed on the hoodies.
And we might even get that tattoo.
You can.
Yeah, Chris.
No. I've got my own tattoo to get. I'm going to get my alien.
Thank you again, Sheriff. You're a gentleman. I could get that tattooed on my neck.
Good.
What's that?
You'd need a bigger area than that for that sort of design.
Sounds like somebody's life support's about to run out.
Here we
I know,
go.
I don't know that because
Who's about to leave us?
No me.
No, that was my phone on WhatsApp messing up.
Oh dear God.
Have you got that link there that Chris was talking about?
yes. Give me a minute.
Just chat amongst yourselves. Right? Mind drop your links, folks.
Drop
I have
what?
to, I
Your
have to
links.
redesign.
Your
Oh, I
channels.
was about to say, that's a very short chat up
Oh,
line.
I can drop my link to do it.
I'm originally from Glasgow, Andy,
Get a
so
phone here.
we don't mess about.
Don't beat around the bush.
Don't have time for all that, 3-4 hours court and stuff.
How long?
3 or 4 hours.
Bloody hell. Here we go. What's that playing up again?
What am I doing here? I don't care what I'm doing.
Where am I going? I'm going there.
Going daft.
Right.
Share.
Sarah, you're too young for that. I'm putting it in private chat. That's for Scott. And Chris don't look old enough either, so he better not.
What's that? Get it here.
Let's try again.
I'll give that a watch, Andy. Thank you.
There you go. I'll post it.
You'll like that.
Obviously, when Sarah's sleeping.
Yeah.
What is it?
What? Who? Bloody thing, once you start up phoning, you can't stop it. What did the Yates abdicate the Bruce?
You'll find that this subject, we don't like talking about it in schools and stuff like that. I brought it up at college once. I thought it was going to get fucking chucked out.
With loose characters of dubious distinction. Sounds like me.
Hi, Sammy. Hope you're well as well. Thanks for coming along.
Hi, Sammy.
Our subject, our topics are varied tonight. Start off on a serious note with Mary Queen of Scots, which went rapidly downhill with wetsuits, Vaseline, pile cream, and then to tattoos. So, which.
And now we're off to Hitler. Talk about Hitler.
And it wasn't all my fault.
There's quite a variety that you get on our lives. Usually, when it's Chris that starts it off.
Right,
But,
I was listening to a radio show last night, right? I'll send you the link after for this. It's a podcast. And it's about, it was about a haunting in the US, about a couple of years ago. It's some bad stuff, man. I'll send you it the new, actually. The link to this place.
Okay.
You'll like this. See if I get bloody fun it.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's more topics, though. Yeah, it is, though, but you're right enough.
That's a great radio station. See if you're into ghosts. Download that.
If I could read and write, I'd have a proper job.
It's a podcast.
So, whereabouts is this haunting?
Well, you have to listen to the guy talking in Sunday's podcast. But I kid you not, I was actually sitting, listening. I was lying in my bed listening to it, and I thought, Jesus, I actually turned the light on. That's how bad things were for this person. That's how bad it was. I'll send it to you now. I'll send it to Sarah. I'll send it to Scott.
Nicole's doing her bollocks because the phone ain't working properly.
Right, what you do is you download the app, guys. It's on Android or iPhone. Download Darkness Radio, right? And then when it says podcast, right, it gives you a choice of podcasts, and it's called the Oppressing Dark Forces, and it's 1 hour 32 minutes long. I've listened to half of it, and it's a true story what happened to these people that moved into a house in the US. And I'll tell you something new, it was bad, really bad. You need to listen to it. It's like the demons in the house. The demons in the house.
If they send it to Drew,
Right, I'll send it to you. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I think I can post the link in.
And kick yourself out as well.
Oh,
he's hopeless. He's absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hatchie,
He's a nice guy.
that Rudolf Hess, there was a plane sent up to go and get him and take him down south, I believe, and that plane crashed. And the guy who was piloting it appeared in some RAF film about Sunderland's up in the Orkneys or somewhere like that, up in northwest Scotland. Going into a feed today. I've got to go to the store for shadows and then bed. Bless you, I'll take it. See you later, mate.
No bother. Chaos, you're very welcome.
Sorry,
We
guys.
appreciate you coming in as well. So you take care, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.
Sorry,
Yeah, have a
guys.
good
That's what
night.
happens when you're using an Android and then you're using an iPad. Right, anyway.
Are your arms normally that hairy, Chris, or is it just getting close to full moon up there?
Full moon.
Ah, that's all right.
You got any shave them?
The camera in the iPad is really good, I must admit. It's better than my phone. I can send it to you in chat. It'll not let me post it on the YouTube chat, but I can post it on the link to the app on the Messenger. So I'll post it to the group and everything. You need to listen to this story.
Guest stuck his head behind him and looked at the screen there and ducked back out. Your guest is with you again, Chris.
What's that?
Luna's saying your guest is with you again.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What side is he? There or there? What side is he? I like my house guest. He's a friendly spirit. He's a nice spirit. He's never to my left, but my left might be different from your left. So is it? Wait a minute. This left, next to the photo of the wall, or the door?
To the door. I would say to the door. Luna, if you want to come up on the chat, then
yeah. That's what they called there. That's weird, that, by the way.
Yes, because the door's open.
No, the door's shut. I've got the door's shut. That's what they called there. That's weird, that, by the way.
Did your pals go?
That's weird, that. It's freezing.
And
I wish you would come more often.
Bloody
better than the other night. I wish they came the other night, because it was like I had to put the fan on in the room, it was that hot. You could have cooled my room down.
So you can feel a difference in temperature between one side to the other?
That is weird because
outside.
warm, and then at the door it's warm, but at the corner it's freezing. It's as if you're hitting something. Did you get my drift?
But I don't know, because I can't see you, you're blacked out.
Maybe he's got wind.
What do you mean I'm blacked out? Bring it like this. Right. This side is near the door. This side's near the window.
sure that's it. I'll get this right yet. That's time.
Wait a minute, I'm sending you all this link. Let me do that first.
Door side or window side?
Door side.
Door side.
You probably just hit him, Chris.
Again, I'm confused. Luna, do you want to come into the chat and educate us, man?
That's my Donald Trump picture. But anyway,
Why did you get a Donald Trump picture, Chris?
because I like the guy.
El Trumpo.
Well, I've no political difference on this show.
Well, look at it this
Right.
way. If people are claiming it's politically correct, they're
Takes the piss.
liars. Because if it's political, it bloody well ain't correct.
It's a take the piss
You
picture.
can say what you want. I'm staying neutral on this one. I'm not into politics, so
I feel sorry for him. His brother died the other day. Did you get that?
I tend not to comment because I don't really know much about it, so I end up just talking shit, basically, for a change.
The only bit I know about politics is that Boris Johnson took over. That's it. I could not name you one politician other than him.
Here's
I remember
Luna telling me who my guest is.
the thing I remember about Donald Trump is he was in Home Alone 2. Who remembers of Home Alone 2?
I've got the DVD set up there, but don't overly
Did you
remember
ever
much
see this?
about it. That's the one with the pigeon lady, isn't it?
Aye. The wee boy's in the hotel and he asked for something as the receptionist or something, and it's Donald Trump that says to him it's over there. Something like that. Home Alone 2.
I'll have to watch it now.
Did any of you ever see the film? Can you remember the series Quantum Leap?
Yeah,
My dad told me about that.
Right, and there was one of it's where this guy leaps into different bodies through the time zones and changes history. You came up and talking about Andy, didn't you? Quantum Leap. Well, there's an episode where that guy's the guy that jumps into different bodies through the time. He's driving a taxi in New York, and a wee boy jumps into the motor, and he goes, "I'm Donald Trump." And he says, "You've got to be and he turns around and he says, "You've got to be president one day." And that was in the early 90s. I mean, how did they ken that? I mean, that's...
Yeah, but even in the early 90s, Mr. Trump was something of a business
Oh, good God, aye.
thing. What was that BBC News reporter, Selena Scott? She actually had a court injunction out on him for him to stop stalking her after she interviewed him for BBC.
Did you get how he made his money? His father was an architect, and he wasn't that real off. He was like a millionaire, and his father loaned him $1 million, and he made his billions. And he built Trump Tower and stuff like that. But he did get put into bankruptcy. But he's still a
Trump
millionaire.
owes so much money that if they cashed in on him and said, right, we want it paid back, it would bring down the American financial system.
Yeah.
That is the way to get into so much, or get into debt, get into it so deeply that they daren't foreclose on you.
Kind of like Johnny Depp. Have you seen how much money he owes? $684 million. I mean, how do you spend how do you spend $684 million?
I was reading about for that, and I think it was something to do with management and taxes or something.
I don't know.
Look how many movies he's made.
Or
You having a fight or something, Sarah?
I don't know what they're doing.
Sounds like they're beating the crap out of each other.
Who?
You?
No, I'm having a cigarette. That's why I'm off camera.
It actually sounded like you was getting the crap beaten out of you.
I feel sorry for my spirit pal. No, it must be lonely. Haunting.
You think?
While you're at it, Empress, White with 2.
Why want me? Go and hunt somewhere else more interesting.
What does that mean?
Yeah, if you're listening, Spirit, go and visit Andy.
He's
Right.
not there time.
What was that, Scott?
See, he's not there all the time.
I
He
know he's
doesn't come
visiting
and
Andy.
go. Come and go.
Now, this ain't an ethical question. It's probably not even a very correct question.
Hmm.
How much do you have faith in shaman and their abilities?
It's not something I've ever, to be honest with you, it's not something I've ever looked into. So I really don't know much about it. I
I
think
believe in them. See, Danny was on here. That's what he is. See,
Yeah.
Danny, see that guy Danny that I had on the other couple about a week ago. He's a
aye.
shaman. He's a shaman exorcist. That's what he is.
I'll
He's a
have to get
shaman.
him down here.
Oh, he's a
That'll
great
be
guy.
fun.
He's a great guy. It was him that told me the name of the spirit that haunts my house.
Or
The
you
guy
see
that's
that
in my
coffee
house.
table behind me, Chris?
Aye.
Luna's the best one to speak to about that, I would say.
Aye. Get Luna
Yeah,
on.
Mary knows this little tale. But that coffee table behind me, I come in
Luna,
here one night and I was indulging my senses, shall we say.
Mm.
And shortly after I took this product to indulge my senses with, I got this feeling I was being watched. Of which you can get a bit paranoid on the up. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But after I just made sure my windows were shut, doors were locked, so even if the police turned up, they ain't getting in without a ram raiding vehicle or something. Pulled the blinds, folded them over like that. And I sat there and it was the weirdest feeling. It was like I was being watched.
I get that all the time.
But
It's not
it wasn't a negative feeling. And the only way I can think of describing it is like one of your mates at school has said to you that he's heard that a really gorgeous girl in your class fancies the hell out of you. And you keep feeling her eyes burning in the back of your neck, but every time you look round, all the kids have got their face in a book. Well, I sat here having a cup of coffee, watching some entertaining videos on YouTube. I thought, right, time to go for a leak. Got up, went out, had a leak, come back, sat down. And then that feeling got really strong. And I turned around and standing right next to that coffee table were like 2 white silhouettes.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottoms of them didn't really finish. They just became part of the floor, if that makes sense. There was no legs, but the top halves were definitely human people, call them what you will. And the height differences were sort of like that. And I thought, wow, this is new. Never had this before when I've taken this stuff. So I said, so what the fuck do you two want? And this voice just said, have you forgotten us already? And that was my mother's voice that I've not heard since the end of October 92. Now, part of me says it was just what I took. And part of me wonders, because what do the shamans use to access the spirit realm?
No, I'd be wondering as well. See, Luna is the best one to speak about that. I don't know if she's still here or not.
I think
I'm
she's
fairly
coming
sure. Mary's seen different people in here. Nicole's seen my father. She knows it's my father because I showed her a photograph of him from World War II, where he's stationed out in Egypt, I think, at the end of it or just after it. But yeah, that was seriously weird. No, it weren't the machine elves, Brett. You got it, Hatchie?
Well, Mum. says
she's seen others in this room with me.
So does this happen all the time?
That happened once, and I haven't done that same combination of products because, or since, was it last year or the year before? Last April, May time. Yeah, last April, May 2019. I haven't done it again because I want the same thing to happen, and I know it won't.
Well, that's how the American Indians, didn't they? That's what they used to do. They used to take hallucinogenics to bring to so they could see
Hallucinogenics.
the spirits, to see the spirit people, didn't they? Because it opens the mind.
I've seen the toad, Brett. Can't remember the name of it, but there's a specific toad with like these little white corpuscles on its back, and you just give them a squeeze and basically milk it. It's the toxin. And that'll give you 5-MeO DMT.
Queen Sammy, Danny told me if you respect the elementals, you offer them food, you meditate and talk to them and thank them. Eventually they will talk to you and you can form a friendship or bond.
Yeah, I have a slight problem with too many voices kicking off in here at once. Unless I'm crashing out, I can't even hope to calm my head.
If anybody's want to come up on the panel, Sarah can put the link in. And
Mary, why don't you come in? Luna, why don't you come in and tell me where my guest is? I think I just slapped him in the face a minute ago when I put my link
Astro. That'd be Astro, Mary.
That's right. Danny's spirit guide's Astro, and he's an elemental.
He's actually helped Nicole out because I showed Nicole a photograph of my uncle's war grave over in either France or Belgium. I think it's France. Yeah, France. He was one of those blokes that was crossing the road when a shell came down and they didn't even find his boots.
God. See,
and when she saw it, saw the photograph of the grave, she's like, oh my God, there's like some 18-year-old kid there and he just keeps blowing apart and there's bits of guts and meat and this flying everywhere. And next she knew, she was getting these scratches and stuff from him. And she couldn't quite make contact. And I was telling this to Danny, and Danny's like, you know, what was the boy's name, Nicole? Type it into chat. Yeah, she's going to type it in chat for us. And he said, look, you can't keep... Oh, right. What was the boy's name? You need to turn something off.
Hey, Nicole.
That might be, but that should kill the echo.
Okay.
What was the boy's name?
Oh, that soldier that I saw that Danny helped me with. I thought it was Andrew. Okay.
I can't remember, but Danny said basically it's got to stop. And
yeah.
All he could do was impose this emotion upon Nicole.
Yeah.
And every time he wanted her attention, there's like scrapes and scratches.
Yeah. And he told me about his uncle that died in the World War, but he doesn't know where he's buried. So he said maybe it was the Battle of Cayenne. So I looked it up at Google. I saw some pictures of soldiers and I felt it. I saw bombs, I saw tanks, and I saw that soldier standing in the middle. And I felt the pain. I felt my arms were thrown everywhere. I felt the blood. I cannot describe how it feels, but I was killed then. That's how I felt. And you can ask Andy. I was crying a lot. And then I got every night someone scratching my ear and the blood ran down here and and poking in my neck, and I couldn't make out what that soldier was asking me. So we were in the stream of Danny's, And I was begging Andy, please write to Danny. He has to help me. That guy wants to go home. But I couldn't help him. It still hurts because he was crying after his mom and stuff. So Danny brought that soldier home. But it's terrible if you can read photos. It's really
But the
terrible.
weird thing was,
I
I was
show
sitting
you
there chatting to Danny, asking him to do it, and he said, "Right, yo, Astro, will you go and do your stuff or something like that?" And all of a sudden, Nicole says, "Gone. The marks off her neck were gone. The terrible feeling was gone, and everything." And then Danny says, "Right, Astro's taking him home now." And a bit later on, you got the message, "Thank you," didn't you?
Yeah, he just wanted to go back to
There's
his
Queen with
mom,
Sarah,
and
Queen
that
of Scots.
movie understands what.
Yes.
Sarah, my queen, where are you? Hi, my
Look
queen.
on the screen.
I know.
Look,
Do you want to see my
Oh.
great grandfather? He was in World War One.
Go on then.
He survived it. He came home, and he was killed in a mining accident after the war ended. I don't know. I'm going to show you this.
Hang on, I'm still here. I'm just going to put a picture up.
Queen
That's
Sammy saying, I saw Shakara first. I was upset with something.
You see that?
She came and comforted me. It was surreal.
The tall guy's my grandpa, great grandpa, World War One.
That's the one whose grave we went to the other week.
Yes.
Wicked.
And what happened was, I don't know what he did in World War One, right? I just kind of was in it, right? He was there for a while. At the end of the war, he came home and he got a job building this power station under a mountain up in the north of Scotland, and a bit of rock the size of a bus fell on top of him and killed him. Now, see how we were at that grave? See how we were at the grave? Just up from me. See, he's not meant to be in there. He's meant to be what's left of him's buried still under the mountain.
Jesus.
Aye. So I don't know if he's actually in there or he's up there.
You want to see a ghosty pig?
So there you
Yep.
go.
There you go. Try and enlarge it, Sarah. That's me when I was about 8 or 10. Yeah? None of what's on that top right-hand side was there until 2004. When I should have died. A mate of a mate decided to try and enhance it for me.
Oh,
You've kicked yourself out, I think.
I'm still here.
I'm here. Queen Sammy saying, if you pay attention to brother, again, sorry Sammy, there it's here. If you pay attention during Danny's lives, you'll see Astro first. I'm going to have a wee look at that, Sammy.
I'm trying to find that picture of the ghost I had.
Oh, that's fair.
I've got a picture
I'm going to have a
of
wee
a
look
ghost.
at that, Sammy. Thank you. Or the coal still there. See, you started the coal. That's Queen Sarah.
I had a picture of a ghost and I can't bloody find it in my phone.
Hey, my queen. Where's Andy?
I don't know. He's disappeared.
Sarah is going to be hell to live with now because you've named her a queen.
Nope.
I didn't name her queen.
Yeah, but she's...
Don't be blaming me.
Oh, hi, Luna.
Hey, Luna.
Where's Andy?
Oh.
Look, you just the top of Chris's head looked like a queen, doesn't it?
I don't know what happened there. StreamYard's kicked me out.
Yeah, Mary did that.
I could. I did not.
Yeah,
How are
probably
you,
was
Wilkie?
there.
Here's
Put
that.
another bloody text on it.
Sammy, Astro won't show himself to everybody. Not his true self. He may show something that resembles a person, but
All right. I've got
he didn't tell
something.
you he's only showed his true self to like 4 people, and I'd be one of them.
Right. Tell us what you think of this. I taken this
You
picture
just
a
don't
long
do
time
that.
ago. And
Chris,
I caught
you
something
poke you
in the
guys
mirror.
belly button.
Let me get this in. How am I going to get this in? Stupid iPad right there. What do you see in the mirror?
Oh, wicked.
Face.
Right in the corner of that mirror.
Oh, wait, no, I'm just bringing it up. I need to bring it up a different way. Could you just give us a sec here?
Alright, it is a respect thing with the elementals. You gotta earn their respect.
Hold it still, Chris. I'm getting travel sick.
I
That
would
is
say
cool.
a woman, Mary.
Yep. That's a woman
Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
with long brown hair.
I tell you what, I'll do, Sarah, I'll send you the picture, okay?
Yep. Send me and I'll bring it up. Full
Yeah.
screen.
That's the enhanced version on there now.
Okay, 2 minutes. I'll pop you on full screen.
Don't ask me what
Chris,
software we used. I don't know.
Right, I've sent it to you.
What'd you say, Andy?
All that lot that wasn't there before August 10th. August 10th? Yeah, August 10th. 2004.
Yeah, coming down from the sky? No. That's what you. That's. I seen both.
Yeah, fucking
No.
hell, that's scary. Put it back, Sarah, quick before I shit myself.
I don't know what she done there.
She's pouring.
Jesus, Amy.
Chris, you stuck your
Yes.
hand when you said it was cold. You stuck your hand right in his belly.
What do you mean? Whereabouts?
Well, if Nicole goes like that and gives
Right,
a little
here?
tickle,
Yeah, he just tickled him right in his belly.
What there?
Well, a little bit over some now. He's
Oh.
he's moved now.
yeah, Nicole's frozen, unfortunately.
Now the other way.
What's he doing? Is he just watching me? Aye.
He's over by the door more. He's more over in the corner now by the light switch.
That's all right. He's welcome anytime.
Who have we lost? Scott.
Look how quickly that logo went up. Anybody else notice it? Very subtle,
Yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Who's disappeared?
The logo. What about the logo?
Oh
What's
my
that?
God.
What'd you say about the logo?
Look how quickly that went up. Very subtle, Sarah. And Sarah seems to have done what I didn't. No, she ain't. That is so cool.
There you go.
Yeah, our Queen Sarah is.
This is about 18-year-old. This photo. I always thought it was like a schoolgirl or something like that. See, the house that it was took in is built on top of where there's old coal mines.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's anything to do with that, but
That's
She
a
does
girl.
look sad. Yeah.
It's a girl
Did that move?
in the age around 10, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that she
She's
died
holding
from the plague.
That
Yeah,
was
she's
Chris
holding
with his wig on.
the house itself was probably about, I would say, 86-year-old.
Hi, Dart. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're well.
Before it was,
Jimbo,
before the houses were there, it was just a coal mine.
Well, I guess she died from the plague. What you get? Who you get? Scott?
Must be a wandering soul.
Pictures away. Where'd they go?
I'll bring it back up.
Mary, is my guest standing near here?
Excuse me.
I don't think it is, but I can feel it off the colds right next to me. Is that my pal?
Definitely female, young. I'm getting a kind of sadness off her. Lost.
Yeah, I get sadness too. I get she misses her family.
She's lost. Kind of, she's nowhere. She's confused. I'm getting she's sadness, confusion. I feel she's needing somebody to help her. She's looking for
Look what she's holding.
a guide.
She's holding a teddy
It's
bear.
been a long time ago this picture was taken.
Oh, good God! It was. See the person
She's
in the
probably
photo.
found her way by now.
The person in the photo is me that's sitting in the chair. It was my friend who was fiddling about with my camera, and he took that photo. But this is about 15, 16 years ago.
How long after the photo was taken did they pass?
It was him that said it was about 2 months later. He says to me, he says, "Have you seen what I quote?" He bought a new camera, and he sent me a message saying, "Good God, have you seen what I've got in my camera?" And I says to him, I says, "You've been fiddling with this?" And he says, "No." He says it was on it, and he showed his wife, and then his wife was basically like, "Oh my God, I don't want to see that." She doesn't think.
I get
You know
I get 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. She passed.
It's weird you should say it because where the houses are, there's an old road, and that used to be the main road into the village. And that's exactly where the houses are.
They didn't live in a house. They lived in a makeshift tent. I see her family living in a makeshift tent, like a tent and something made out of a tent.
Where are you going?
I think it's something to do that there's an old road runs past where the houses used to be. Well, the houses are still there, but the road isn't anymore. But it used to be the main road, and a lot of horse and carts would go up and down.
Dark. He said, "What was she watching you do to get that look on her face?"
I wasn't going to answer that, Jim. On the grounds, I'll probably end up with a slap.
Probably watching EastEnders or something.
Yeah, that'd terrify her.
I agree with Scott. She's confused. She don't understand where her family is at that point of that time. I see her now, though, that she has found them.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I mean, I don't know how right I am. I don't know how to talk to her, so except the fact that I can just see it.
You can feel this. I know it's not a photograph, but you can feel the sadness coming from her and the confusion.
Yeah.
When she looks like she's got her mouth open, like as if she's like that with
Almost
shock.
looks like Mark Bolan.
She's watching EastEnders. That's what she's doing. That's why she's got her mouth open.
No, the TV's in the other corner.
I'm getting a name of Deanna, something like that. It's Diana, something Anna.
Hi, my cat.
Yes, you could send me the mirror.
No, I'll tell you something new. I think I know where she's came from. Before that photo was took, I used to look after this old building. Right, it was kind of like a wee job thing, and I used to look after this building, and it used to be a school. And after that, I would go at night, on a Saturday night, I would go up to my friends, and that's when that photo was took. I'm wondering if she's maybe followed me home.
Possible.
Toby.
Yeah.
Well, in that picture, Chris, I've edited the lighting and colouring on it so that it makes it more clearer.
Aye, it looks good.
I should be back in a minute, folks. I'm just going to get another drop of the hard stuff. Coffee. Take care.
Sorry, Andy. I didn't mean to talk over you. Hatchie, they already have ghosts in cars. I've seen them. Seen some pictures of them. Matter of fact, I've seen one in a car. Not driving it, thank God.
My car on Friday's going to the big car graveyard in the sky. Got the scrapyard.
I seen a photograph once. It goes in a car. It was somebody's father or grandfather had passed away, and the person they were driving the car, and quite a clear photo of him sitting in the back seat of the car.
I agree.
I can't remember where I seen it.
You know, the old ways was if you had a malevolent spirit or somebody who was mean or whatever, and you had somebody who was like a gypsy or a shaman or in that nature somewhere along the line, they trap them in the mirrors on purpose.
Hmm.
Beth has one in a mirror that hangs above her fireplace in her house, and you can see it pace back and forth. The next time she's on with us, we'll show you. It usually shows itself because it sits there and paces back and forth because they don't like when all of us get together.
So
You
it's an
can
evil
literally see
spirit.
it pace back and forth. It's crazy.
I've got two cats in here, and I'm trying to see what they're staring at, but there's something's got their attention, and I can't see what it is.
Be a moth. Be a Jenny
No, I
Longlegs or something.
I can't see anything. There's nothing on there.
Daddy Longlegs or something.
Are there nuts at times?
It's probably something that ain't letting you see it. How's that?
Awesome. Two of them are looking at
you know they can cloak themselves and hide themselves.
Luna.
So we're looking up the ceiling.
Luna, is my guest here? The new.
What?
Is my guest still with me?
He's there, but he's kind of standing there. Well, he's there.
Hey, bro.
The bottom half of him.
I must admit, he's good company. He never speaks bad to me.
Chris, you want another mirror free of charge, Beth says?
Hope you're well, Beck. Thanks for coming along.
She's been here. She's been lurking.
You think so? You think she's been prowling?
Hey, Beth.
Where's my coffee, Andy?
I drank that on the way in.
She's got one in this mirror, I will say.
Got what?
Yeah,
Beth has a spirit, and she has a spirit in her mirror, right above her fireplace.
I must admit, there's something I don't want in my bedroom. Is a mirror. I want to have one. I don't like them.
Hi, Beth.
I can see her.
Hush, Mary. I ain't hushing.
I think that'd be good actually to get back before electricity and before phones and computers and the rest of it. Just a normal everyday life with nothing.
And I'll give you 5 minutes until you complain that you can't get on YouTube.
Aye, or Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Or Twitter.
That's all. I think I'd give it a go.
It makes you wonder what. I was actually having a conversation with my friends last night. It makes you wonder what it's going to be like in 50, 60 years' time. See the way technology's going.
When you're done there, Drew, if you can thumb a lift down south, there's plenty of housework he needs doing.
I know what you mean, Chris. If you look at the last, I mean, take even mobile phones. Mobile phones have been, you remember the first kind of mobile phones that came out? They were massive, like house bricks.
Aye.
Yep.
And but then I think they seem to be getting bigger again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they started off with house bricks and then they get weird and weird and weird. And I know they seem to be getting bigger again. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but they don't seem to be increasing in size. But I always mind the first ones with the big black aerial sticking out the top and folk trying to stick it in the pocket.
The older I get, though, Scott, the bigger I need the phone to be able to read it.
I'm getting like that. I'm getting like that.
I see. Is it next month? The UK will be
It
now
happens in your
allowing
mid-40s.
driverless cars on the road. Did you hear about
Driverless cars.
that? On the road from next month.
My son just come in and said Jester down there has a strong English accent. I said, no, he don't. I said he's got a Scottish accent. He said he's from Scottish. He said he's Scottish. I said, yeah. I said that's where he lives. He said, what about the one above him, Chris? And I said, he's in Scotland too. And I said, Andy's boss up there is in Belgium. I said, Andy. I said, I'm the only American up here. I said, Andy's in England, and I'm in America.
I'm what's commonly called an English gentleman.
What?
An English accent.
Yeah. I said, they ain't got an English accent.
Okay, then here you go, English accent there, Jimmy.
I'm from Glasgow. I'm originally from Glasgow.
He's
I spent a little time in Helensburgh.
Helensburgh is nice.
Yeah.
Right. They've got a nice fish and chip shop in Helensburgh down the front. I'm not saying I remember Helensburgh.
45 years since I was there.
Helensburgh is a seaside town. But, Mary, you can tell your son that I'm definitely from Glasgow.
I'll tell him.
As far as I know. I think somebody mistook me for Irish the other week.
From?
Tap it afternoon to there.
If you think that's bad, Nicole got mistaken for Australian.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mistaken for Australian? No way.
In your stream, Mary, I don't know his name, but he keeps on telling you have an Australian accent. I said, thank you. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows?
Anyone can tell us, Cloganese.
I'd have to go back and look. I've slept since then. I don't know.
Misty Cat's my new friend. She says, I love a Glasgow accent. Thank you, Misty. Whereabouts you from, Misty? Are you in the UK or? Yeah, that, Chris.
We have cars to fly. They just don't have them. They're in what do you call it, production of, or they're in testing mode. However they say that. Cars that fly, they don't have time.
Move.
What's that buzzing, Mary? I've told you not to use that thing when you're live.
It's not me.
Yeah, right.
It is not me. I got no buzzing going on.
It sounded more like a V8 with good mufflers.
It was not me.
Misty says she's Guildford, but she's an EastEnder. Sorry, Misty, if I caused offence by talking about EastEnders, the programme. I don't know if you're a fan or not.
Oh God, how can you watch that stuff, man? I don't know.
I'm telling you, see you, and I used to be in a Monday night, open night, yeah. What was that rubbish you used to watch first week? Hollyoaks?
Hollyoaks, Emmerdale, Coronation Street, Coronation Street.
It was like 3 hours.
Oh God.
And it was just, you were just losing the will to live.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what they used to torture them. That's what they torture folk in the jail.
I'm sorry if there's any soap fans here, but seriously, nobody smiles. They're all the
There's
most
always-
miserable people and they never go anywhere.
I know.
They stay in the same
There's only
street.
so much of the Coronation Street song that you can take.
Bring back any sharples.
I mean, I went to Blackpool many years ago, and we went to Manchester with the Coronation Street film. You could do the Granada studio tour, so we went to see Coronation Street and all the bits and pieces, and it was it was quite good. It was a good day out, but the program itself, and some of the plots in them are just
I know.
unbelievable. I mean, I remember once somebody murdered their husband, and she was back. She got arrested for it, and she was about 4 episodes later. She was back in the street if nothing had
I
happened,
know.
and she'd buried her man somewhere, But she get let off, and you think, oh, seriously, and they all copy each other. If there's a fire in EastEnders, a few weeks later there'll be a fire in Corrie. Seems to travel a bit.
Or a plane crash. Or a helicopter
I'm
crash.
not
Or
being
a
funny.
train crash.
For things like soaps that are supposed to be relatively light entertainment, do they really need rapists, child molesters, etc. in the plot? I'm not being funny. When
Yeah,
I was a
that's true.
kid, the what's it called? Where they give you like a suspenseful ending that you have to wait until next week to see how they're going to get on.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing is Matt going to be able to get the harvest in before it rains this weekend?
I used to like Little House on the Prairie. I can't help that.
That
I've seen
was
every
cool.
episode.
That was Carol's Ingle out in the fields,
The
first
angle.
thing in the morning. Can't beat that. But no soaps and that. No, just
Then he
keep them.
would do and then at night he would do the creek before his dinner at night to get all freshened up. Then he would play his fiddle.
The only soap that I actually enjoyed was called Soap.
Oh,
like
wow.
thing.
I remember Burt and Mary Campbell.
Yep.
Remember that? And who was the other family? The Campbells and the Campbells. That's going to annoy me. Two families, the Campbells and
the Campbells are coming.
Oh,
the Tates.
Yeah, Tates.
And the Tates. And but remember, Burt always thought he was invisible.
Yep.
And he'd go that and go with the hands right. I'm invisible. No, the soap was brilliant. I think that's where Billy Crystal gets started. You see, he played Jodie in it. I think that's where he started. But no, Burt and Mary Campbell and Jessica Tate. That was I remember that. Oh, that's memory right away. I like
you remember Dixon and Doc Green? A serious police drama. Dixon and Doc Green with Jack Warner.
I vaguely remember it. What was the one with the water? You seen them walking at the start? See the feet?
Dixon and Doc Green.
No, it wasn't that. It was.
And you had the one with the UK's best police cars, Z cars.
I remember Z cars. The Bill.
Yeah.
It was the Bill with the legs walking at the start.
That was it.
I remember. Z cars. That was good. That was good. I think. Yeah.
Can you come get Pepper, please?
Where is she?
In the living room, stalking Dottie.
Dottie's her lizard, but her gecko, by the way.
Oh, right.
I'll be back in a
I've got
minute.
a taser here if you want to use that. That tend to slow them down a bit.
I'll need to go and...
After they've impacted a couple of walls and the ceiling.
I'll need to go and get my cat. Be back in a moment.
No problem.
Bye.
Yeah, give me a quick zap with that and leave them in the ashtray to cool down.
Yeah. Jesus. Mary!
What?
Hello.
Mary's having a quickie.
She was out because she
Cup of coffee.
So I fed her with that Thailand.
Wiki.
And because she was out, she was sitting right there, pure stalking her. I know, but Dottie was starting to shake her tail.
Do you want me to loan you my taser? Quietens most pets down.
The cat doesn't normally bother with the lizards. Pepper, move!
Meow.
I fed the neighbour's cat the other day to his dog.
Oh, Andy. Jesus.
Go on, Scott, get those muscles out.
You've to get your muscles out, Scott. You've to get your muscles out, says Andy.
Battle that big
You're
predator.
okay, that bag.
And there they went.
Don't worry too much about it, Misty.
And there she's back.
They threatened to come
I'm
after
back.
me. And they went looking at my ex-wife's house.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome back, Queen.
Thank you.
How long before you're the Queen Mum?
Well, my little princess is in bed sleeping, so
Ah, right. Not ready to abdicate the throne yet.
no, she's only 4.
Give her another 2-3 years and she'll be about as bossy as the average 20-year-old.
Well, she's quite bossy now, so
Yeah.
So she's already there?
yeah. Especially till Dad, he gets bossed about quite a bit.
Yeah, I used to be putty around my daughter's little finger.
Yeah, Andy, you have cute granddaughters too, huh?
Oh, God, bastards.
Yes, you have.
Well, you can piss right off. Go.
She is Drew, she is a character. Scott, I was just saying that Tayami bosses you around quite a bit.
Sorry?
I was just saying that Tayami bosses you around quite a bit.
Oh, she's murder. Oh, she is. She's worse than Sarah. She's worse than Queen Sarah. I'm telling you, she's
I
4.
do not believe that for 1 minute.
Oh, Andy, I'm telling you.
How's it go? Scott, get in here. Get this.
Oh, she's murder. She's I don't know where to start with. Drew will tell you. I don't know how to describe her. She's just, you know.
Dictator.
A bit,
my
a bit.
And you do it, right?
He does.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
She actually frisked me one day. She actually searched me one day. I'd heartburn, and I get her these wee bottles of yogurt you can buy.
Yeah.
So we were going out, and I snuck one in my back pocket of my jeans, and I was putting her in the car seat in the back of the car, and she's like, "Dad, what have you got?" I said, "Nothing." She says, "Turn round." And so I turned around, and she searched me, and she found her yogurt. I thought, I'm getting frisked by a 4-year-old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some of the things.
Yeah. Who paid for the yogurt?
I did.
Exactly.
But it was hers. You can't. Oh no, you can't touch her yogurts and stuff. Or just something that she told me one day I was too big for my boots. Just out of the blue. She said, "Dad, you're too big for your boots." No, I don't use that saying. I don't know where she got it, but she just came in and said
Yeah, I
that to me.
wonder.
I blame the mother. I blame the mother.
No, I blame the father.
She goes to her bed at half. Well, she goes to her bed at 6:30, but she always makes wee excuses to get up and up and down. And
I want Daddy to come read a story.
The adverts are on TV. Or it could be something, something totally daft and what have you. But she started this where you give her into trouble. Don't give her into trouble very often, but you give her into trouble as soon as you do it. It's, Dad, I love you.
Yeah. Cut you down straight away.
And she started coming out with a new thing as well, Drew. She'll say, Dad, we definitely need to do that. This is what I was saying at school. Well, I picked her up from school yesterday. And getting a car, and she's like, Dad, we definitely need to do that. And I says, what do we need to do? Climb a mountain. What?
Oh my God.
We need to climb a mountain. I've seen a mountain and we need to climb it. So that's on my to-do list. My to-do list is about 4 pages long because every day we definitely need to do this. And I'll tell you quite a funny story. At Christmas, we took her to see the lights, switch on the lights, and there was a car accident where this car had hit a wee girl. I took Tayami into nursery the next day, and she was telling everybody that Santa had knocked down a wee girl in his car. She was doing in a nursery telling everybody, Santa, he knocked a wee girl over 3 times in his car last night.
Done 3 times. What did he do? Back up to make sure the job was done right.
Aye. 3 times, and I just looked at her. I thought, what? Try Santa knocked us wee girl. I says, Tammy, I was there. But this is the stuff she comes up with. You know what I mean? But no, she is. She could going on night, telling you about her. She's a wee. They say Drew. She knows her well, and she calls Drew Auntie. And what's she called? Auntie Andrina? No, Granny Andrina. No, sorry.
Granny Andrina.
Granny Andrina.
Here's an interesting thing. Could everybody in the chat give a thumbs up because you've went and get 13 thumbs down.
I know.
That's 13 lots of view time from people that didn't like it, so don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. But no, Andy, we're no people give a thumbs down. I don't mean any offence. People want to give us a thumb down. At least they've gave us a watch, So
yeah, exactly.
Then I'll give you some more. I've got a couple of accounts. I'll just sign into them.
Somebody got nothing better to do at this time.
I'll just sign into other accounts that I've got and give you thumbs
up. Exactly, Mary. Exactly. I hope they're having a nice night anyway. I'd like to thank them very much. I'd like to thank them for taking the time to actually come on and see us.
Right.
Indeed.
They could have been doing something more interesting, like wandering around, streets and stuff. Who knows? Picking their arse. Sorry, nose.
Picking their nose, waiting for the head to cave in.
Exactly. I mean, so, thanks very much for whoever's been in and out.
I gave you some there. I've got other accounts, so I just signed in and gave you thumbs up.
We appreciate everybody that comes in and spends an hour or two with us. I know some of our lives go south quite quick sometimes, and some of them are a bit jumbled up. But you know what? We're still new to this. I mean, we've only been up and running, 6 weeks or something, Sarah?
Yep.
So we're still getting I know there's folk out there have been doing this for years, and they've got it off pat, and I guess we'll get there eventually, but at least we're coming on, and I'm saying this to the people who are getting thumbs down. We come on and we do our bit, we try our best, and that's all you can do. We will get better through time.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, Scott, all you got to do is ask yourself, what do I want out of this?
That's it. We're not in this for money and fame.
If you're getting out of it what you want out of it, then it don't matter if there's 1 thumbs up and 1,000,000 thumbs down. You're getting out of it what you want out of it.
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. We enjoy doing it, and we enjoy the paranormal. We enjoy the history. Some people might find the history boring, but you know what? I think it's important to know the history behind some places, and a lot of people are. I mean, we've had a few people say, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" So, see, people are coming to us, Andy, and asking us to do stuff. Then it means, in my opinion, we're making an impact. You know, people are noticing, and we're quite happy to do. We're not historians in any way. You know, we don't claim to be historians.
Well, before I go,
all you're doing is giving him a view.
Before I go,
that's it.
I'm just about to go because I need to go and look at cars tomorrow and that. But before I go, you got to remember the people that give the thumbs down, they don't have enough brain cells to rub together, you know.
Exactly. But I'll still got with, you know.
I'm off. Catch you later, guys. All right.
Have a good night, Chris. Thanks for coming along.
Take care, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
They look in the mirror, all they're going to see is green because they're green with envy.
Oh my
exactly,
God.
Mary.
If I look in the mirror, all I see is broken glass.
We're no in here for fortune or fame, you know, or a fan club, you know. Are we in our circles or anything like that? We're not interested in that shit.
That's what actually.
Because
I was going to say, is that all you got in thumbs down? Do some more, because it's just it ain't doing nothing but helping him.
Exactly.
That's true. See, we're not here for fortune or fame or people to, you know, being a wee fan club and that. We're not here for that. That's not what paranormal and everything's about. It's about doing something that you enjoy. It's about doing something that you want to, if you can help people, you know, give them a wee bit of knowledge into paranormal and history, then job done. If people don't like it, you know, I'm not talking about in chat. The people giving the thumbs down. If you don't like it, jog on.
I'm not being funny. If people don't like it, they don't have to keep coming back, and they don't have to stay.
They can go and watch these thunders. You know what I mean?
The more thumbs down, the better you're doing. You know, I actually done a 14-hour live stream one time with the object being, let's see how many thumbs down we can get, and I didn't get one. I was so pissed off at the end of it and so knackered.
You would have been.
You never get one thumbs down. That's shocking. That's shocking. I mean, after they gave you a thumbs down, then to make you feel better.
I was hoping for at least 50 over the course of all that time.
If they don't like you, then why give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, right?
Exactly. I'm not being funny. It's the same as a TV, but with more channels.
To say if they don't like me,
the person that's doing it, I can just guess on who's doing it, but the person that I'm guessing's doing it ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing but giving you a view
and wasting his own time.
Right, and wasting time. Does that make any sense? No, it don't.
I'm not going to name any names, but the person that's doing it, and you know, as you say, Mary, got a rough idea who.
We're not 100% sure who's doing it, but chances are.
Do your worst, because we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay, and we've got people come along with our lives, etc. We've got people who like us, so you know, it's one up on us. Simple as that. So keep putting your thumbs down all you want. Set them up your arse as far as I'm concerned, folks. Choose the French. I don't care. I mean,
like Beth said, the more thumbs down, the better you're doing, because it's just pissing them off that much more. That's not bothering you. It's just a view. It's the way to look at that.
It's like I've had people say to me, why don't you do more content? Why don't you do more this, that, the other? I don't do YouTube for other people. I do it for me, for my fun.
Right.
And the moment it stops being fun, that Andy K account gets deleted.
You do it because you enjoy it.
Yeah, just for fun.
And as I say, if you can help people along the way, you know, job done. There's a lot of people out there that think I'm fake, and I don't care. I don't need to prove myself to anybody. I don't need to. You know, I do what I do. I've never came on and claimed in any of their lives that I'm a medium. I've never done it, and anybody can look back.
More like XXL.
And so we do because we enjoy it.
Is that about right, Scott?
Sorry, Andy?
I'd say that you're not a medium, you're more of a double XL.
Well, I am
Jim.
getting that way.
Oh my.
As they say, got a bit of a toy shop, got a bit of a veranda over the toy shop, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't find it anymore either.
I can't mind the last time I seen my feet, but I know
If
they're
I got-
there anyway.
If I've got a magnifying glass in one hand and two mirrors carefully held in the other hand, then I'm okay.
As I say, I need to sit down. I need to sit down to see my feet. I don't care, you know. Chunky's happy. I'm a happy Chunky. I mean, and I'll still eat my old Jamaica chocolate and everything. My
Damn right.
smoky baby Chris. I'm a happy Chunky monkey. I mean, as you say, ourselves is what makes us into it. Exactly, Hatchie. You don't. There's too many people these days that put on this fake persona and fake face and try to be something.
Yeah.
I agree with you. People, and I've said this to Sarah. People want to see normal.
Oh,
They want to see it every day. Because I had 2 XL shirts.
Dark.
Small.
Oh my God.
Kitty undies.
Thanks for that image there, Dark. Like Mr. Incredible, wasn't it? Like, that's kind of image I get, you know. See the cartoon Mr. Incredible? I'm not being funny, Dark. I'm just saying. But no, people don't want to see fake. People want to see normal, everyday people being themselves instead of this big persona. There's too much fakeness in the world, and if people don't like people being themselves, then
I'll tell you something there's way too much of on YouTube, and that's fucking ego.
Amen to that.
I've got so many followers. Couldn't give a shit. I don't know how many I've got. Last time I looked, I had 20 something.
I mean, you get these people that go on investigations and stuff, and 2 seconds, folks, the cats have done something, and I need to use a wee bit of air freshener.
Yeah.
If you get my meaning.
Yeah.
But no, you get these people that go on investigations and they need to invent stuff. Just, you know, the people think they're real. I mean, if you get nothing, you get nothing. Simple as that. We don't get stuff. I mean, Mary knows as well. You don't get something every single time. Drew as well, she'll know, she's been with us. And you don't get stuff every time. Spirit doesn't work like that. Anybody that's got a brain about them knows spirit doesn't work like that. And so there's too many people going out there and they're making shit up, and it just makes us look like diddies, basically. I mean, but just you be yourself.
For want of better words, there's enough non-believers out there that they don't need feeding with more ammunition.
Exactly. It puts a bad light on. I'm echoing again. Drew saying they make it so hard to prove spirit contact and affect demons and apparition. Exactly. They put such a bad light on the paranormal just to make themselves look good. And
here's a thought for you, Scott. The other day, I think it was on Chris's Live, someone said about can you get ghost horses? I put up a comment, what do you think the Headless Horseman was riding? I don't know if there's a Headless Horseman, but it's a classic story, isn't it?
And
I thought about it, and you think of all the living creatures that have been before now. The dinosaurs, the creatures before the dinosaurs, all the marine animals. Not everything, it can't, well, where the hell would the space be? If everything went into spirit, where would the space be?
I don't know if you think about it, but there's no limit to space. Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean, where would the space be on Earth to see an individual spirit? It'd just be like a constant fog everywhere.
Well, there's no limit to, like Scott said, there's no limit to space. But I see what you're saying, Andy. But the deal with that is that you have a different plane. Like there's a different level. Like the veil.
Oh yes, I visit some of them.
You're another level. So I mean, you think of the different levels there is. They could be, in all that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. There's like different levels of the plane. Like
Yeah. The other question I had in my head was, is there just a finite number of souls? Using reincarnation, etc., for the soul to come back and occupy a new being.
Thank you, Mr.
Is it just the same number that we started off with, however many millions or billions of years ago, that just keep coming back and coming back and coming back?
I don't think so, because there's new souls.
I know there's our souls.
There's old souls and there's new souls. I mean, there is people with new souls. Do I think he makes as many new souls as he used to? No, I don't, because he has ones that want to come back. It's their choice if they want to come back. They don't have to come back. It's a choice. He gives for the most part.
Back to the days of Babylon 5.
I believe for the most part he gives them a choice on whether they want to come back or not, and most choose to come back.
Can I just jump in just to a couple of Mr. Cat says it's a TV program, Scott. But you're right, Mr. Cat, the TV programs have got a lot to do with it. There's too many fake shows on these days, and I mean I can name one particular, but I'm not going to. But they just it's all just all for ratings and stuff, and that filters through to the real sort of ghost investigators, and it makes everybody look bad. Because somebody who's never watched the paranormal, maybe turn on one of these programs and say, "Oh, that's a crock of crap," and so they automatically think that we're all like that. And You're right, programs have got a lot to do with it. Drew was saying about going to Edinburgh. We'll mail you, Drew, about Edinburgh. It should be very, very soon. We shall be in Edinburgh hunting. Sherry saying, I've been blessed. I've captured stuff on video and alive. I'm not going to show stuff if nothing is there, because it's just maybe spirits choose to. Exactly, Sheriff. Sometimes the spirits, as I've always said this, and I think Mary will agree, hopefully she'll agree, it's up to spirit if they want to talk to you. You can spend all night in a graveyard, for example, and there could be spirits everywhere. You can sense them, but it's whether they want to talk. It's like real life. If a person doesn't want to talk to you, don't talk to you. And it's the same with spirit, Sheriff, as you say, you're bang on.
Yeah.
If a spirit doesn't want to make contact with you, then you'll get nothing. So
unlike real life, you can't go and shake someone by the shoulder or something, can you?
Exactly. So
to answer, I believe what you just said. Yes, I do. But okay, you look at it this way: spirit once was us, right? I mean, they were human being once upon a time. The spirit we talk to on the voice box and or ghost box or whatever, and are we not like that? Sometimes we choose not to talk, and sometimes we do.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's exactly.
I mean, like we are to this day. We don't like everybody that we come across. That spirit don't either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it that way.
And spirit. Spirits are just, when we pass. Spirits is the same. We're still the exact same. When we pass over, we take our personality, or everything with us. So the only thing we're lacking is a physical body. Yeah. And so if you weren't a sociable person in life, then the chances are you're not going to be a sociable spirit.
You're not going to be in death either.
So I'm going to be a miserable bastard when I die as well, then.
Well,
are you going to be an ass when you die? Probably. Are you going to come back and haunt people just for the hell of it? I can see you doing it, Andy. But
I shall be the spirit
And you
that
will be the
chooses to appear
poltergeist.
just as the newlywed couple are getting on the vinegar strokes.
that I have no doubt about that either.
And
So
he's
I'm going
going
to
to
ruin
be
your
the
little life
poltergeist.
tonight. I can see
Sarah,
that.
you missed the word far. You got to put the word far in front of Scott's name.
Anyway,
King
You're
Scott,
muted.
I think that
I've been promoted. Yes. I went from jester to being a king in the space of that's quick. That's quick. I bet you Henry VIII didn't go a king as quick as that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Prince
I
Harry,
think
oh my
provoking
God.
spirits is wrong. I don't think you should ever provoke them. I don't think you should ever belittle them. And I don't think you should talk to them wrong. I mean, who wants to go and push a spirit around? I don't. They push back.
it's disrespectful as well, I think.
Disrespectful. I was just supposed to say it's disrespectful to the dead. Would you want somebody to come after you and say, talk to me now, or you're nothing, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, or you can't push me, or you can't, you can bet your sweet petunias somebody does me like that after I die. If there's any way, shape possible that I can figure out how to make them move, oh, they're flying when they tell me I can't do it. I'm gonna send them sailing if I can, if it's possible, and I'm sure that it is possible because I've seen it happen.
Oh no, I was just looking at Sheriff's comment, and some of them try to provoke you by calling you fat, like happened to me.
Right, and they will. They did call him that, and they will provoke back, and they will. And some of them can be nasty. Not all spirits are kind and nice and all that. I mean, we got nasty people here on Earth. Do you not think they're going to be nasty in death? I do.
Yeah.
Sheriff, you're not fat. You're just cuddly, same as myself.
You've been listening to Cole. You have.
They're evil spirits. What I call evil spirit is somebody who was evil on Earth. Now, a demon. I'm going to tell you, yes, there's demons. Are they readily available to everybody that you can just see them all the time? No, you don't. You do not see demons all the time. Nobody sees demons all the time. I don't care how much you say they do, they don't.
You do if you watch that ghost show that Nicole watches. Everything that seems to appear on it, and I use that word "seems" in capital letters.
Ghost Adventures with Zach
That's
Bagans.
it, Ghost Adventures. It's a demon. It's a demon. I'm like,
yeah, it's
hell,
always demonic. It's
hell must be empty with the amount of demons they see.
It doesn't happen. Demons are, they ruled by Satan or hell or whatever you want to call him, or the devil. I don't know. None of us know that to be true until we pass ourselves.
Oh.
Or if we remember what our past. But I can tell you this: you're not seeing a demon all the time. You may see an evil spirit, and their face may be distorted some, but you're not seeing a demon. People need to get their story straight on what a demon is and what an evil spirit is.
Yeah, Mary, that's true.
A big difference.
When I was 22, someone put a curse on me, and my gift wasn't that high at that time, and I had demonic attacks. So I had to call in help from a real medium, not a fake, a real one. And he told me there was a Russian curse done by Roma Egyptians, and it was a demonic attack. It was very severe. I couldn't get rid of it because I wasn't that good at the time. But that doesn't mean it was a demon. It was a demonic attack. And I believe that's what people think when they think about demons. But not every ghost is a demon. Most ghosts are just bullies. They are nasty, they are angry, so they want to bully you. That's my opinion. Right there. I said it.
I don't do the religious side of it with the demons and angels in the classical sense, but I know that what latched onto me for a few years was bloody horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're not, you wouldn't think they were like a demon, but they're not demon. A demon is something who, trust me, if they get a hold of you, you know you've been a hold of.
I was just going to
If
say
they
that,
do
Mary.
something to you, chances are they're going to take your life. Chances are they're going to take your life over. Chances are they're going to take you, period. There's a big difference between demon and a big difference between an evil spirit.
Yeah.
An evil spirit, yeah, may scratch you. They may push you or something like that. But
What
they,
leaves bite marks?
you know, and they may what leaves bite marks?
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
yeah,
I would say you had a. You talking about the one that used to come to you, Andy?
yep. For about 5 or 6 years.
I think you had a succubus myself.
I don't know what the fuck it was, but it scared the shit out of me.
We got rid of it, Andy.
I think that little fucker was gone quite a few years ago.
And the other one that was attached to you when we first talked?
That's probably residue from what I was involved in earlier this year.
Dark, you're so full of it.
Mary, what I sensed with Andy in the beginning, I think I talked to you about it. Something had his claws into his shoulders, but very deeply. Claws. I saw claws.
Yeah, I called a monkey on his back. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I see what
black
you're saying.
long nails, and especially in his right shoulder. Because I said immediately to him, there's an attachment. I sensed it, but it's gone.
It's
I
been
don't know
gone.
what it was. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it's gone anyway.
Yeah, whatever it was, I wasn't even aware of it. Other than the fact that my mental state early this year was not in the best place.
Yeah.
And to be
now
honest,
you have
COVID done me a big favour because it locked me down and it stopped me taking the drive and ending up in a psycho ward for the rest of my life.
and started chatting with that stupid woman from.
I mean, it could have been that, or it could have been an evil spirit. You know, evil spirits they can hang out and do some damage if they want to.
Yeah, and they
But
can
depends
feed
on the
on.
difference of level of evil they are.
Yeah, they feed on your anxieties. They feed on your depression. Everything
Yeah.
that's negative, they grow upon it.
Yep.
And I think it was something like that. But now
But
Andy is a happy guy.
on the positive side, I did write my first poem in 16 years. Wasn't a very nice poem, but I wrote one.
Oh, it was
Well, the
good.
fact, you know,
It's still
the
deep.
meantime,
It's
we
a good
wrote
one.
Was that Scott?
I said
Yeah.
the main thing is,
Scott,
the fact is you wrote one.
Yeah.
So it was a start, it was your first stepping stone. Can I just jump back to it? I'll just get through the comments here, and one that Drew made. I think it was when we were talking about the thumbs down and what have you. She's saying we have our own community now, that's all we need, guys. I just seen that
Yeah.
comment there, Drew, and she's bang on. I know I'm backtracking a wee bit, but as I say, I just spotted the comment. We have got our own community, and we're doing well. Everybody's thriving, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Sorry,
Yep.
folks, I just saw that comment, so
No,
um,
I fully agree, Jim. You're 100% right, mate.
yeah.
The group of people on YouTube I was involved with was not a good one.
No,
I found that out the hard way.
I agree with that. 100% agree with that. A lot of negativity around them.
Andy K is poetry.
It is
on
by the time I
Resident.
finish writing it, Hatchie, but you don't want to see what I'm writing it with.
Andy K is
Ah,
poetry
don't
on Vaseline.
Yeah, it is by the time I finish writing it on there, but you don't want to see what I'm writing it on there with.
Blue flashing
Do I
light.
want to know that? Andy, do I want to know that?
Yeah, probably.
With what? Oh, no, thank you. Ah.
Wish you hadn't spoken now, don't you?
Ugh. No, Andy is very good in writing poems,
Thank you,
thoughts,
Jim.
and that first one he talked about, to me, that was the most beautiful poem. Although it was full of dark thoughts and feelings, to me, a poem should be something I read and I feel the emotions, and that's a poem. And
The very
it
first
was,
one I sent you made you cry.
yeah, of course. And it's all Mary's fault.
Yeah, it's Mary's fault. We just had a vote and you lost, Mary, so it's your fault.
Yeah, you started it,
Oh,
Mary. Yep.
yeah.
No,
That's
and he,
fine. I've known Andy since January, right, Andy? Or before
Yeah.
January. I
I
think it
don't
was
know how long Jim's known me. Jim would argue too long.
yeah, I think he is. Oh,
And
and
thank
the
you, Hatchie.
chaos. The
I was
brightest
reading it.
stars.
Dude.
No, he sent me. In which stream was it, Andy? I don't know. I was missing
Essex
my mom.
Ghost Hunters, which at the
Yeah,
time was pretty good, but within the course of a month, they went from average guys just
drama,
ghost
drama.
hunting,
I
this,
see
that,
a
and
TikTok
all of a sudden
too.
there's headless people. It's a child that was raped. It's this. It's that. I was like, fucking hell, drama or what?
Yeah, and Andy sent me a poem. I'm sorry for your loss with your mom. Here's a poem that I wrote for my mom, and it made me cry. And I added him on Facebook, and we started talking. Mary knows how long.
You
Yeah,
know how long. You keep telling me.
for over 12 hours.
She said all I said was nice poem, and I can't get rid of you. You won't go away.
And you have never looked back. That just Drew's made a comment there. A lot of jealousy, and there's room for everyone.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
well, you know what, Drew?
nobody.
I can't mention any names, much as I like to, but some clown a few weeks ago says I was jealous, and this
Yeah.
Muppet says I was jealous, and you know what? Jealous of what? You know, I've got a nice partner, a beautiful daughter, good friends on here. You know, what the hell have I got to be jealous for? As you say, there's a lot of jealousy there, and there's no need for it. We're not in competition with each other, but nobody's trying to be the best. Well, some
No,
people are trying to be the best. I correct
no, they're
that.
not. They're not trying to be the best. They're trying to outdo someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're right, Drew. There is a lot of jealousy, and there's, to me, it's just, excuse my French, fucking childish. Simple
Yep.
as that. At the end of the day, excuse my swearing,
You know,
folks.
I kind of look at it
Absolutely.
like this. This is how I feel about me. I could give a rat's ass who likes me and who don't like me. I prefer to be liked.
Exactly, Mary.
I prefer to be
Exactly.
liked, but if they don't like me, it's their loss, not mine.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with being friends with me, or anything whatsoever. So I mean, they can be friends with me if they want to. They don't have to. I don't really care.
I mean, I'm for Glasgow.
I'm thankful for all of you guys and that I'm friends with. But if they so choose to move on, move on. Why keep putting digs in and digs in and digs in? If you don't like somebody, just move the hell on.
As you say, Mary, why keep putting digs in, digs in? The thing is, they're not doing themselves any favors. Everybody knows who's digging at who, and they're making an arse of themselves, basically. And as you say, you're what you're, and I'm from Glasgow, and people in Glasgow say, what you get what you see, what you see is what you get. If you don't like it, you can F off. That's the way I look at it. We are what we are. No airs and graces or anything, and if people don't like it, then there's the door. I'm not talking about anybody in chat. I'm just talking about.
I mean,
Yeah,
I agree with Drew. There's room for everybody. Who
there
cares
is.
who's better than the other one? What does it matter? As long as you're happy with doing what you're doing.
And who decides who's better anyway?
Why go after somebody else? Because you're either a narcissist or you got to be better than anybody in everybody's eyes. Your head's so swelled bigger than your damn body.
What's wrong with us narcissists?
I said narcissist, not
ass. Sorry.
That's different. Assist is different. You are an assist.
Thank you, Mary. You're such a sweet talker yourself.
I know I am.
Hey, go get a room, you two.
I mean, why judge somebody by thinking that or why do you feel so? Okay, how do I want to put this? Why would somebody feel so the need to put somebody else's abilities down or somebody else's life down? Is it to make themselves feel good because they feel inadequate or because they feel like they're not good enough? Who cares who has the best abilities? Who cares who has the best of anything?
Well, very good. Drew, I saw your comment. Thanks very much, Paul.
I mean, love yourself first. I mean, and then after that, love other people. Who cares who's better than who? I don't care. I don't care who's better than me. I can give a rat's ass about that. As long as I'm happy with what I'm doing and I'm comfortable in what I'm doing, who cares what I do? At the end of the day, I'm the one that has to pay for everything I do and everything I say.
Yeah.
That's true. Amen.
That is very true. It's we didn't do this because we Sarah and I didn't start, doing what we're doing because right, let's go and start go something and be the best. Let's get a TV show and blah blah blah. We're not interested in that.
Don't lie, Scott.
You shush, just because you're a queen. So as you say, Mary, we're enjoying it. So at the end of the day,
well, it's fun. Keep doing it. When it ceases to be fun, it's time to pack it in. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, obviously it's nice when people come and say, we enjoy your lives or we enjoy your page or stuff like that, or you wrote a good story. It's nice to get compliments, but you're not wanting a big, somebody says we enjoyed your page. That's, thanks very much. And
don't let it go to your head. That's the main thing. Don't let it overrule you and make you think that you're on top of everything. Make you think you're better than everybody. And when that gets, and God forbid, some people, when they feel threatened with that, they go off the deep end.
Yeah. Scott, I think you've been fired, mate.
I've been fired?
Yeah. Got the sack.
Your coat was shite anyway. But no, as you say, Mary, somebody gives you a compliment. It's nice. We all like to. Everybody likes a wee compliment now and again, but you don't expect a fanfare and all the rest of it. We're not here for that. We're not expecting trumpets and for it to go on for weeks and weeks.
My head could be bigger than my body too, and believe me, it would take a lot. But I mean, I've had one compliments. I have on here and on YouTube, and have I let it go to my head? No, because I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't see what everybody else sees.
Do you know what I always say, Mary?
What?
There ain't no one out there that can take the piss out of me any better than Mother Nature did.
Right. Because Drew put, I like you, Mary. I feel a huge connection to you. You know how many times I've been told that? Several times I've been told that. They feel like they've known me forever. They feel connected to me. I mean, I've been told that numerous times. And there is people that I have felt the same way with. But it's a spiritual thing. It's like we've all known each other in a different lifetime or a different universe or whatever you want to call it. But do I let people give me compliments go to my head? No, I don't. it just makes me strive to be, you know, I guess a more humble person, more, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't feel like I'm better than anybody out there.
No.
As you said, Andy, about people taking the piss. I mean, I've heard in the last few weeks, people talking about me and taking the piss about my head, and obviously no names again. My head and neck looking like part of a male body and stuff. I don't give a shit. I mean, I've been slagged. I know I'm an ugly so and so, and I don't care. You know what I mean? I've been called so many names in my life. It's, you know, I've lost count. So I mean, if people want to compare my head and neck to a male appendage, then fire in. At least you've noticed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care. I really don't. I've been
One
called a
might
lot.
argue they may have been studying it a little bit too close, you know. Might have a
Well,
secret admirer there, really.
I mean, I've never looked at somebody's head and neck and thought, look what a guy's, what's it? You know what I'm saying? But Beth put an interesting comment up as well.
I wish I was hung like that.
Sometimes it's a pain. You know what I'm saying? Beth says they feel threatened because they're insecure in themselves. Exactly, Beth.
Yeah, not wrong there.
I mean, if they're slagging us off and they feel threatened, then it obviously means that they think that they're not good enough or they're lacking something. So good, you know what I mean? I don't care. We do this because we love doing it, and as Mary says, we've got a good group of friends. People come to our lives. They're not always the best lives. We'll put our hands up and admit it. We don't say we've got the best lives because some of them, you know, we do get stuck, we do stumble sometimes during it, but who doesn't? You know,
that's what senses of humour were invented for.
exactly. You know, I mean, and 9 times out of 10, our lives kind of go south with the subjects and what have you. And it's usually down to Chris and Hatchie and stuff like that, you know. But just a good
I
laugh.
shall rule that roost before long, don't worry.
Look, Scott, look at your name.
New King Andy.
No, Scott's name.
We moved from court. I know, that's what I said. The court was shite anyway.
That's what I said to Scott earlier. You've been fired.
I saw your comment. I've got my P45. It'll be the first time I've been handed a P45. Oh, thank you, Mr. Cat. You aren't ugly, Scott. None of us are. Only the elites. Thank you. But no, I would say, Mr. Cat, I've been called so many names. Many names in my life. And
I look at it this way. So long as I ain't called late for dinner, I don't give a flying monkeys.
As long as you're not called what, sorry?
Late for dinner.
Well, that's true. That's true. So people can call me whatever they want. It's just over the head. You know what I mean? I don't even listen to it.
And it's bound to happen sooner or later. I will come across a Scottish joke and I shall have to repeat it. But bear in mind, all my names are of Scottish descent. Andrew, Stuart, Kendrick. They all hail from north of the Hadrian's Wall.
Oh well, that's so we are connected then.
You can somewhere on the genetic level. I have Tennant's Pilsner in my veins as well.
You can make as many Scottish jokes as you want, and I used to drive trucks. I drove trucks for 20 years, and I spent a lot of time down in England all over the place, and the amount of jokes I used to hear, you know, containing the Scottish, unbelievable. And
just
the names.
If I do crack a joke, it's because it's funny, not out of racism or sexism or, well, sometimes sexism. A bit like I better not repeat that, otherwise I'll be the new headless wonder in the guillotine.
No, you better know, otherwise your title.
We're a little bit outnumbered here now. Chris has gone.
Look what Sheriff put. He said he'd make me speechless. He has. That don't happen very often, but he has.
Tell me what they want. Just don't call me out.
Don't call me out. Drew, tell Willie we says hello, and we'll see him over the next couple of days. Probably we'll be seeing him. Beth saying at times she's Scottish. It's quite a good thing to be. I mean, I'm no racist or anything anyway, but you know, it's a good thing to be. I'm thinking again. Well, welcome back, Queen Sammy. As you can see, we're still chattering away here. I think we were just having a wee venting session, were we not?
Sunday newspaper from when we were kids would it have been the Sunday Post up in Scotland, because my mum used to have that on order to have sent down to her, and I'll always remember the cartoon Oh Willie.
I know it was the Sunday Post. Yep. Our Willie was in. I remember our Willie because you had the Bruins as well.
Right. The Bruins.
Post, aye.
As my mum used to call them.
The Sunday Mail as well. Your punishment will be wearing the waders. That's you, Andy. You get the waders coming to you. I've got a wetsuit and you've got waders.
Most people wear pajamas to bed. I wear waders.
Yeah.
Nicole, send me in them. She nearly laughed her tits off. What are you wearing? What are you putting on?
There's Queen Sammy saying they can call me whatever they want if the shoe fits. I'm coming up with something worse to call them. I like that one.
Sammy, are you Belgian too? Wow.
If they call me anything really terrible, I've got the perfect answer. Were we both adopted then from the same mother?
There's too much slagging off and all the rest of it. You know, it's just it's childish. We're supposed to be all adults. You know.
Yeah. We take the piss out of the millennials, but there's far too many so-called mature people that have got less maturity than a 4-year-old in kindergarten.
Exactly, right. Exactly, and they don't do it as a joke. You know, they act like that because that's just their mentality.
Yeah.
You know, simple as that. They're not doing it to get a laugh. They're doing it because they're just fucking thick, basically. I know I'm saying the F word quite a wee bit tonight, folks. I do apologise.
Thick.
Thick.
That F word, thick.
F-I-C-K.
F-I-K, thick. Or if it's in capitals, fucked if I know.
Oh my God.
But what you said, Sarah, you say I'm swearing too much.
Yes, of course you are.
But we're all adults here, you know. It's just the odd word coming in and out. Missy Cat said Welsh.
Welsh?
Don't
look Welsh to me, Sammy.
I don't know if y'all watched my new video, my intro-outro video.
It's very cool.
Is that the one I left a comment on?
Oh, let me look and see.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you did, Andy. Thank you.
If I was a bastard, I would have at least one human parent.
Thank you, Dobby.
You're not a bitch, are you, Sarah?
Maybe. He's been banned from court.
Listen to this one. Listen to this
You're not going to let yourself get tied up in the dungeon this weekend. That's serious talk, that is, Scott.
Well, I'm back again. Imagine getting muted.
Yeah.
I mean,
You weren't muted, you were banned from court.
I couldn't have asked for a better compliment than this. It says from Living History Comes Alive, which is a great channel. Yes, I'm putting a plug in there for him. It says, Lunar, I love how you done this video. Very informative. The sound quality is awesome, and it really lets people know who you are. If we weren't a part of each other's family already, I'd subscribe, laughing out loud. So that was a great compliment. But all of you have good compliments on there, and thank you for it. But all of you.
Society's programs what's happening, people waking up back to this body. About the sickles awakening. Actually, I think some of the sickles have awoken. I call them poppers, as in Poppers. Mary will know what I'm talking about.
What?
Pop the red off shit down their neck.
Poppers.
Party poppers. You know, my ex-wife, I used to think she had a great sense of humour. Right up until the night I came home, she's took a sleeping tablet as her period, and she's laying there in the fetal position. She's got this little bit of string hanging out. So I decided to swap it with a party popper. That bitch has got no sense of humour.
That just creates such an image.
You should have seen the image when she pulled it out.
Oh, that's no. I nearly hit my ex-wife with a car one time. I would have got her as well as she hadn't run up the stairs. You know what I mean? That's terrible. That's really bad. Sarah's going to end up muting again.
Sheriff is the one that is helping me with my channel. Yes, he is. All the videos he's been helping. He's been teaching me Filmora. I'm also helping with them. So anybody thinks he's doing it for me, he's not. He's helping me. And he'll tell you that himself.
Yep, no, he is helping you. Me, yes. Queen Sammy says I have
somebody else did for me, I'll tell you that.
Queen Sammy says I have absolutely no clue what you guys are talking about. To be honest with you, Sammy, neither do we. I don't think we do we?
We're talking about everything, Sammy. You just, it's your fault that you pop in and out, not ours. You're at work, though, right? She's at work. She has to pop in and out. She don't have a choice. So she gets what we're talking about.
Drew, feel free to help anyone, Sheriff. It's nobody's business. Exactly. Exactly, Drew. It's nobody's business. Sheriff's helped us as well with our new logo.
Yeah, I mean, he's helping. No, he ain't just helping me. He's helping several. I didn't ask him to help me. He offered to help me, and I took him up on it.
I mean,
yeah, he did a good thing. He really can do good stuff with that.
Well, that's it. If somebody can help, if somebody can help you, it doesn't mean that you can't do it, or there's something wrong with you. But if somebody can do a better job than you can, and they want to help you, then why not?
Yeah.
Everybody needs help every now and again. There's no shame or embarrassment in it. And if somebody comes up with a better idea than yours, then that's all the better. And Sheriff, I'll say
he's very good at what he does. Let me tell you, Sheriff is very good.
He's amazing at what he does. I mean, he designed that logo for us, and it's out of this world. The guy has got.
I know, Dark. That wasn't it, you, Dark. Don't even think it was. I'm just saying that I'm giving him the recognition too that I do. He does help me. It wasn't aimed at you.
There's two things I can do well on a computer: cause trouble and get in trouble. That's it. Nicole, why are you hiding? I've been good. I've been good.
About same as Mary and other people. We just usually get talked about Mary, don't we?
Put it this way: if you're getting talked about, you're travelling around the world faster than if you was on Concorde.
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot lately. Let me tell you.
I haven't been travelling this year, not since the end of
I
October,
get
beginning
text
of
messages
November.
all the time of people telling me this and people telling me that. And I'm like, look, whatever. I don't care what they say about me. I can say what they want to say.
Fuck, that's strong. Jesus Christ.
I could care less.
That's your
It's
fault,
for damn
Eddie.
sure I'm not going to go give them a view. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
If people want to talk about you, then it makes, it shows that you're being noticed. So,
Right?
job
Right.
done. In my book, that's job done. It means you're making an impact on their life, which is to me, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Right.
whether they like it or not.
Exactly, young man, exactly.
It's like Sheriff, he sends me a message yesterday. He says, open up your computer for me. I said, all right.
Kinky?
I got some things to fix. I said, okay. Are we asking or what? I was laughing. Somebody pissed him off and he went in there and started fixing things. So I'm like, okay.
See, that's what Sheriff done for us, and you can see yourself.
That's
I give that 20 out of 10. That's just
It's cool.
Even the swords look fit.
absolutely amazing. So we're
I
going to
do
get
like
that.
them skulls with the canines.
We're going to get that printed in hoodies, I think, Sarah. We're not. Am I allowed to speak, Sarah?
Yes.
Right. We want to take the removed quote back away then.
When addressing the
Really?
Queen, one should say, "May I speak, please?"
Sorry. May I speak, Queen Sarah?
Queen Sarah. That sounds like a don't push your luck type.
It sounds like I need a royal. Sounds like I need a royal warrant to speak, doesn't it?
He's learning, Sarah.
Beth says the more Sheriff gets pissed, the better job he does. So thank you.
I'll send you a book of grants.
Yeah. The more he gets pissed, the better he gets at it. So just piss him off some more.
Oh, piss him off. Sorry.
And I'll tell you, the
pissed.
quickest way to piss him off is come at me.
Yeah, getting pissed means something else on this side of the Atlantic.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Well, on this side of the Atlantic means you piss somebody off means you made them mad.
No, getting pissed literally means getting drunk.
Well, we say that over here too, but there's more meanings to it.
Sorry, Your Majesty, were you going to say something there?
Oh, majestic one.
I said, look at your new name.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
That's fine.
Oh.
You should put Glasgow at the top of that.
You want to change my name around, Sarah? Surname Hunt, forename Isaac.
Drew says, Mary, you bleep, 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 laughing out loud. She's trying to piss off Sheriff, so he does a good job. He'll do a good job anyway, Drew.
Are you going to change it? Oh,
he don't take kindly to people talking about me. I'll say that.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't, Mary. That's what I was saying the other night when he asked me to read him. When I say he's a gentleman, he puts women first. Exactly,
Yep.
and in that aspect as well.
Yep.
I'm not, people's messing about with women, their feelings, try to drag them down. No, he'll stomp on them. Same as any real man would anyway. If somebody tries to mess about with, then it's a big no-no. I think Sarah's changed his name.
I think she's looking for where she put the blunt instruments.
Misty Cat says, Sarah, you look like such an angel.
I am.
Where's the leather
Even at my
jacket?
heel.
Where's the leather jacket, Sarah? Or am I thinking of a different
Don't
type
own
of
one, I'm
angel?
afraid.
Well, actually, I suppose you can be king. Well, that's awfully good of you, oh anointed one. There's just too much royalty here. There is, Queen Sammy, you're correct, there is too much royalty.
That is my other name on here, Hatchie. Isaac Hunt. You two keep changing it back.
I'm not changing anything.
I suppose you can be king.
I suppose that's good there, isn't it? That's nice to know.
Yeah. King of what?
That'll last-
Sarah's not alluding to just yet, but
That'll last 10 minutes and that'll be gone.
yeah.
That'll be disappeared.
Lose the Queen's favour and it's off to the guillotine.
Tell him, Sheriff. Tell him.
Yeah, sure, that goes for anyone that's I'm friends with to come at you, then it's on. Exactly, Sheriff. You know, you don't mess about with people. You don't mess about with people's friends because, you know, eventually it'll come a day where you'll crap in the wrong field, basically. With the wrong people.
Yep.
And that's when the fun starts. Gonna have to leave him to bed or pop headphones unconnected to.
Back in a second.
But you do. There comes a stage where you crap in the wrong field with the wrong people, and then you realise you just can't get away with it, you know, because not everybody's going to bend over and run, you know.
I'll bend over, but I won't run.
Well, that's it. Not everybody's going to bend over and run. Eventually, you come up against somebody who doesn't bend over.
I'll send him to see my doctor. He loves doing prostate exams. Last time I went to see him, I said to him, "Where do I put my clothes?" And he said, "Over there, next to mine."
You put that in the chat the other night, and he done it with his hands on your shoulders.
That's the one.
That's the one.
He's real good at kidney massages.
And when you left, he had a big smile on his face saying, "Please come again."
I didn't. He did.
Or, "I think you need a second opinion. Come back Friday." I think that's what he said.
What day is it today? Just on
Wednesday.
up,
It's now Thursday. It's now early Thursday.
right. So I've got 2 more sleeps before I make sure he doesn't swap the Vaseline for bloody, whatchamacallit, Molly G grease. That lovely black stuff he put over the fifth wheel.
All the other stuff. What was the stuff? Oh, we used to use it years ago. It was gel with grit in it to wash your hands.
Swarfiga.
Swarfiga, aye. Swarfiga, that was it. We used to use that. He might swap it for that. That'd be a pleasant afternoon for you.
Flush me out.
And then you definitely need one of the donut cushions. You definitely need a donut cushion to sit down on.
Scott, we only send us soon because we're not the
It's what?
I said we're up in the morning with Miami, so we'll need to end this soon.
Yes, Sarah, you are.
Oh, no, Andy, it's the other way about. I'm not used to this yet. It's the other way around. I get up and iron the school uniform, make the packed lunch. Sarah puts her hand out to receive the cup of tea in her left hand before she nods back off. I leave here about 10 to 9 with the wee one, and Sarah nods back off. Sarah can sleep for Europe. She can seriously. She can do 12. She can sleep 12 hours, and then wake up, and an hour later she'll go for a nap. she'll say, I'm tired, and she'll go for a nap about an hour later, and that'll last about 2 hours. Am I wrong, Your Majesty?
I'm not your majesty anymore, read what I said.
I suppose. All right, the wrong wife. Is that better? So, Andy, it's me that gets up in the morning and does all the bits
You
and
got
pieces.
the wrong word. You got the right letter, W, but it should have ended in inch.
Huh?
Where?
The question should have been, am I wrong, wench?
Oh, right. Got you know.
Yeah. You're a lot closer to Sarah than I am, so if I wind her up, she'll come and take it out on you.
That's true.
No, if you wind Sarah up, she'll just throw you.
Yeah, probably.
That's what she'll do.
No, I'm a nice person.
Isn't that right, Nicole? She'll just lurk in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And give you one of them.
Not with those nails, she ain't. That'll hurt.
You still got any nails, she bites them. Oh, I just grass you in for biting your nails.
I know, I don't.
My nails are a bit longer.
Yes, my back's still marked from them.
Meow.
I never should have paid for that operation.
Mm,
The strepidectomy.
No,
I've got a
That's
stapler,
pretty
Scott. I can do damage with that.
Aye, bring it on, women.
Oh yeah.
Nicole, don't you encourage her.
You go, Sarah. Good girl.
Buy the cheap Chinese staples, they rust really quickly.
Nicole, you're in Belgium. I'm in the next room.
That's not my problem, Scott.
I'm a lot closer. It has been good tonight, but it's been a good wee lie.
Right.
Yeah.
And if people don't like it, then don't care. It's after midnight, I can stay. It's life. We come on here and do what we do. We enjoy doing what we do, and we have a laugh. At the end of the day, there can be serious bits in it, you know. When we start with Mary Queen of Scots, we can be serious, but who wants to be serious all the time? No.
Yeah.
I find it very difficult to remain serious for 60 seconds.
Well, that's true. That's true. I don't take life too serious either. It's no worth. Queen, I take it you've enjoyed this evening. Goddess Sammy. Oh,
Look at it this way, Scott. If life is a joke, just think about the punchline.
exactly. Yes. I'd see all these people who just mope about every day, and it's
Go to the next one.
serious. No, I've no time for seriousness. So as we've now got Goddess Sammy instead of Queen Sammy, that's your fault, Sarah. That's your fault.
How's it my fault?
Well, I need to blame somebody. I'm not going to blame myself. Sammy, Goddess Sammy, whose fault do you think it is? You pop a wee comment up. Whose fault do you think?
That's a very polite way of putting the letters STFU in the chat. Poor little Scott's been silenced. You know the way out of it, don't you, Scott? You just walk in the other room and talk in Sarah's microphone.
You've done it again, haven't you? No, you've no. You've muted again. I just go. I just go in the next room, Andy. And, well, sorry, the room's that way.
You watch that door open.
Ow.
One has been consigned to the dungeon.
Oh no, he's on the roof. Oh no.
Oh no. Scott, put some trousers on for God's sake, dude.
Everybody can see you in your boxers.
What?
Did you have to come walking in on all three legs?
Oh my God. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Sarah, don't cry. Oh, God.
I'm take the little leg with the extra leg.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm not used to wearing shorts the past couple of days. I forgot I didn't have shorts on. That's your sub count going through the floor anyway, isn't it? That's good.
Well, bearing in mind the roof over the tool shed, mate, you got nothing to worry about.
I'm wearing a green t-shirt.
The hammer's still in the toolbox, all right?
Oh.
I've been that used to. I've been wearing shorts for about a week. And I forgot. So, my apologies. Oh, there you go, Beth.
You did have a bit of a limp on one of those three legs, by the way.
I know, I stubbed my toe in the door.
Thank God for that. I thought it was something else.
Get to the tent spot, you bad boy. Well, you know what? If anybody's going to slag us off tonight, then fire in, you know.
Yeah.
So we're saying, OMG, did you see him in his boxers or some piss like that? You know what I mean? Who cares? It's shorts. I mean, so yeah.
They are bloody shorts as well.
I
The
know.
underwears that are longer.
You want to see my other ones? You want to see my Friday night ones?
Not if you're wearing them, please.
Too much information.
No, it was very warm today. It was very warm. That's my excuse.
The sweat.
It was very warm. Not just her face, her whole body turned red.
Don't you know it's rude?
At least I'm wearing clothes.
Yeah, don't you know it's rude to point at your queen?
So am I, you know. God, I have a problem every time I read a comment in my head. I read it in the accent of the person writing it. What can I say, folks? I do apologise for that slight
Hilarious
misjudgment.
moment.
You know, this is what happens when you get stuck in the basement. To be warned.
Yeah.
It could happen again.
Shit
Sarah's
happens.
away in the basement. I hope Sarah's away in the basement. Point to Sarah. She always wins. Don't you hear that, Andy? Women always win.
Always.
Her whole body turned red. Oh, she's back. I suppose no. I thought you were going to change that comment there. Poor Hatchie with the shit. Well, I hope you're seeing enough of me tonight, people. You know.
More than, thanks. Like bloody car insurance company.
What's life if you can't have a laugh?
Yeah, you keep waving that about, Nicole. That'll settle him down.
What's life if you can't? I could have been worse. I could have done a streak somewhere.
Well, it could have been worse. Your quick kilt could have come undone and you're going walking in there tightly commando.
Well, that's true. I actually get caught streaking in Glasgow once. You know, that's a true story. For years and years, I was a teenager, and me and my friends, we went to a student party, and it was just one of these wild nights. So we ended up playing a game of dares, and it was in a block of flats, and we were like second or third floor up. And somebody dared me and this other guy to do a streak. Now there was TV, big TV studio at just about 200 yards from where the house was. So the dare was that we to do a streak from the flat door up to the TV studio and back. So being drunk, you'd walk, you know. So two years get, down to the front door with just a dishcloth, over us. And we had to look out and there was nobody there. So we ran, got to the studios, and we thought we'd seen somebody. So we hid in the bushes. But then the coast was clear, so we ran back, and we just get in the front of the flats. We turned out and there was two policemen standing there.
Oops.
A policeman and a policewoman standing there. And the two of them laughed and says, "What the fuck are you doing?" And we says, "Well, we're actually having a party, and somebody keeps chapping the door." So they chapped the door and we ran out to try and catch them. Of course, then we realised we were bollock naked, at this time. We thought, what party he's having? I thought, well, he says, get back up the stairs and don't come back out.
What you should have said is, why do you want an invite?
But as after we said we were at a party and we tried to catch somebody, then we realised we're standing here naked. We were drunk, we were hammered. The two is absolutely floored. But that was a good night, mind you. I never went to a student party after that. I stayed away from them. It wasn't worth it. But that's that story. So it could have been worse.
Yeah, I could have told you the story of my mate Simon that was trying to chat up this bird at a beach party we went to. We were absolutely pissed, stoned, tripped out of our nuts, the lot. And he finally got, block your ears, Sarah, because this might make you puke. He finally got the attention of this girl that he'd been trying to chat up all night, and she'd been disappearing every now and again. And he went off with her, away from the fire, into the darkness, so to speak. And he was back 2 minutes later. I said, "Fucking hell, you were quick, Simon." He said, "Oh, mate, I went to go down on her. There's a condom hanging out."
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh. That's just
Distasteful.
a wee bit off-putting. You know what I mean?
More so for him than us, I think.
I think we've all done crazy stuff in our life at one point or another, and you sit and you look back thinking, what the hell was I thinking of?
Last week.
Was that last week for you or no? I've been behaving for many, many years now, but you look back and you think, what the was I thinking when I done that? And even if it's about that streak, sometimes, you still think back and think, what if they'd arrested us? What if we'd been caught? The thing that worried me most, and this is true, my grandma, right, God rest her, she was about 4'2". She was tiny.
Jesus.
But you didn't mess with her. We were scared. And that's the first thought that went through my head. What if my grandma finds it? And that's all I was worrying about. What if my grandma finds it? I'm dead. Back then it was all about respect, and I loved my grandma to bits, and I was scared there.
Well, not being funny, how much has been lost in respect for the police since it was removed from their power to give a kid a clip around the ear?
Exactly.
When I was a kid, you were scared of the police because they were allowed to do it, and what you dreaded more than anything was being taken home to your parents and them being told. I had to give them a clip around the ear.
Even your neighbour. When I was a kid, your neighbour would give you a flip round there and then take you to your parents and say, look, I just gave him a slap because he was climbing my tree or he was doing something, and it's all gone now. It's all gone. Daddy Longlegs. That was funny. I had a friend who went to Thailand. I didn't realise he was going down on either. You know, respect's right out the window these days. Respect is right out the window. And I mean, back then we didn't get any big trouble. You know, like kids do these and breaking into houses and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you was in someone's garden nicking their apples or something stupid like that.
Exactly. You know, we used to camp out a lot when we were kids, and we'd get up early in the morning because the milkman would be coming round, and we go and steal people's milk in their rolls to the front door.
Yeah.
And that was about the most daringest thing we did. But to us, we were bad. You know, we were bad boys then for stealing somebody's rolls back then. You know.
Yeah.
And when you compare it to these days, it's totally different. There's too many. I've seen so many videos on YouTube about people getting attacked in housing, even police cars getting dead fired and what have you, in housing estates and what have you. And it's the youth of today. I mean, we've got a local young team, as they call it. I don't know what you call it down there. And I think the eldest, Cyril, I think the eldest must be about 10.
Yeah.
Roughly.
And there's about 20 of them, and they hang about up our local shop, kind of thing. And you know, they're tidy. They're up to your knees, some of them. But this is our local. I see the language and everything that comes out of their mouths. You just want to go and slap them, but you know you can't. And you think, why are you no in the house? Why are you no in bed? And
yep. Why aren't you doing what your parents are telling you? And if they ain't telling you, why aren't they telling you?
You wonder. No, I mean, if it was your daughter and she was 10 years old and it was like 10 o'clock at night and she wasn't in, you'd be out hunting for her.
Yeah, and when you find that, she wouldn't sit down for a fair while afterwards either.
Exactly, but these kids are standing in shops 9, 10 o'clock at night with baseball bats, or big long bits of wood, and they're slagging off the adults walking by and all the rest of it. And they know that you can't touch them. They know they can say whatever they want to you, and you can't touch them. And I think that's
you're not allowed to, no.
I mean, I'm not saying you go around battering children by no means. You know, I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about these weeks.
One of them threatens you with a stick. That's self-defense after that moment.
Aye, self-defense.
And if that includes taking that stick off them and accidentally slapping them across the face in the process, or giving them a kick up the arse or something like that, then that's too bad.
That's it. That's what most of them are needing. They're needing somebody just to give them. I'm not talking about, batter hell at them, but to somebody just turn around and give them a clout.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. As a child, I looked up at older people with a degree of respect for their authority over me. Hello, everything's frozen dead.
You're still there.
Oh, it's just me that's frozen. No.
We still hear you.
No, looking on YouTube, looks like Sarah's frozen.
Yeah.
Scott's frozen. Temperature in Scotland must have dropped a lot.
We're the only one here. Oh, Scott is back.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, you were frozen and Sarah is still frozen.
Temperature must have dropped up there, Scott.
I think it's your Wi-Fi kicked me out.
Yeah.
It just came up. I need to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
There's the Queen Sarah.
She's gone. She'll be back.
She gone? Well, she'll be back with a bad smell.
I'm here.
With or like?
Mary, you're still alive.
I'm alive, yeah.
Yeah, Sammy was asking where if you were still there.
Oh no, I'll see it.
Mary's never been all there.
Who
Thanks,
does?
Andy.
You're welcome, Mary. You know where to come. Whenever you need an insult thrown your way, you know I'm always willing.
I know it. I know you're always good for that.
We're having Wi-Fi issues, Mary.
Sarah's
I had a
back.
blackboard rubber break my nose, Hatchie. That didn't go down very well.
I know, I'm back on my phone, my laptop's
I think your
just
phone is
no
as
working.
well, Sarah. Whatever you're about to say about your laptop, you got as far as saying my laptop, and that was it. You froze up again.
My laptop's fucked.
I can see right up your
Basically.
nose. Why is this daylight coming in from the sides? That's either a very dry fish tank or a vivarium.
I know.
Obviously. And a couple of packs of mashed potatoes. Didn't buy too much right now because I didn't know what to buy.
Okay.
So,
I think the Wi-Fi is done.
Yeah. Did you want to knock it on the head before Sarah clobbers you around the head and says, "We've got to be up in the morning"?
Would you think Sarah will call it a night, try to fix this Wi-Fi and try to reset it? Woman thing.
Yeah.
Ah, Queen Sarah's alter ego has appeared.
There's two of them. Yeah, well, I think we'll wrap it up, folks. So thanks very much for everybody that came in.
Thanks for having us
Thank
here,
We'll be
mate.
back, we'll
You're
be back
welcome.
on Friday. We don't know what time yet, but we'll be back on Friday night just for no particular subject, just a chit chat. If you're
That's
free, you're
fun.
welcome to join. Andy, pleasure to meet you at last, face to face, near enough face to face.
Yeah, poor fucker.
And
Talk to y'all later.
Mary and Nicole, thanks for coming in as well. And
welcome.
Yeah.
everybody else,
Thank you.
Yep, thank you
take
very
care.
much.
And
Bye,
talk
Andy.
to you
You
in
take
message.
care.
You too, Mary.
Night, everyone.
Bye, everyone in chat.
Nice.
Bye.
Remember, don't do anything I'd do, or if you do, test it first.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.